Hello and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am the Crushinator and I will be your caster for this evening. Our teams are just getting ready now. We've got a little bit of time, so let's take you over to the comparison screen to see how our two teams tonight stack up. Now, this is a Division E playoff game between One More Fight in the first seed and the Baddest Dudes in the fourth seed. One More Fight is coming into today's playoff match in first place at 11 match wins and only one loss. Currently 23 wins and 4 losses on the map record. Their best maps to date have been Battlefield of Eternity at 4-1 and Infernal Shrines at 3-1, doing well on those Diablo maps. But playing a lot of different maps so far is One More Fight. In terms of their best heroes, they're currently undefeated at 5-0 on Brightwing, 4-0 on Jaina, and 5-2 on Vala. Though with a map record of 23-4, you're going to have a lot of strong heroes on the roster for sure. The Baddest Dudes coming into tonight's match at 6 wins and 6 losses on the match, 13-15 on the map record. Their most played map so far is Tomb of the Spider Queen. They're 3-4 on that map. And on Dragonshire, they are 2-1. The best heroes so far this season for the Baddest Dudes, they're actually 3-1 on the Butcher and 7-3 on Greymane, and also a very strong showing, 5-4 on Garrosh. Now, if we take a quick look at the playoff bracket for Division E, 4 teams here in the playoffs. Both of those matches are actually happening tonight. One More Fight against Baddest Dudes, I've got that for you here. And Revenge of Yavapai is taking on We the Papagas as we speak. The winners of those series go on to the grand final, which is happening, I believe, immediately next week. So some stacked Div E action. Alrighty, working with a new camera angle today, so I'm going to be a little different looking than usual. Mad Kaiser, Newton Rocks, Nyquil Fiend, Hunter Purebred, welcome to the stream. I was informed by the Baddest Dudes in the pre-game map bans that they're going to be just a couple minutes late here. Hopefully won't be too long. Let me just take a quick look, make sure everyone is available. Looks like it. I wonder if I can put out an invite. I don't think I can. Is that a thing I can do? Ooh, I could. Let's not interfere. let's not do it. All right. Looks like the invite's going out. There we go. We should have the Baddest Dudes coming on in here in just a moment. And they're starting to filter in now. I'm excited. This is the first best of 5 I've ever cast. So reminder, this is a best of 5, being that we are technically in the semi-finals of Division E. So we're going at least 3 games tonight. Could go as many as 5. So we're going to see a lot more maps than we would normally see in our normal best of 3s. Thinking about it, if we do go the distance, there's actually only one map in the rotation that would be neither picked nor banned, since there are 10 maps in the NGS map pool. And with 4 bans and 5 games, there would only be one lonely, neglected map. Let's see, if I had to guess. Let's not guess. Let's go over to the map screen. Let's take a guess. Which, if we go the distance, Battlefield of Eternity was banned. Dragonshire was banned. Hold on. I gotta pull up my list. I can't tell by the pictures. Towers of Doom was banned. Braxis Holdout was banned. We're actually going to be going to Cursed Hollow for game number 1. Now, if I had to guess which map would be left out if we go to a 5th game, I'd have to guess Alterac Pass. I think they would pass on Alterac Pass. I think they would go to Infernal Shrines and Volskaya Foundry. I think they'd go to Tomb and they'd go to Sky Temple. For me, it's a toss-up. They might neglect Sky Temple, they might neglect Alterac Pass, but you never know. These teams could be looking to throw each other off in these series. Though we don't have to be quite as cheesy with our best of 5. Getting a quick win doesn't mean quite as much. We're still waiting on the Baddest dudes to load in here. Take you back to the crush cam so you can look at my oddly lit face at a slight angle as we load into the lobby. Got my water here. I've only got 1 cup of water today, and I'm going to keep looking up in this direction instead of over at the camera because I'm still getting used to this. There we go. Filtering in are the members of Baddest Dudes, and there we go. Perfect. Get this best of 5 underway in just a moment here. Let them know that I'm ready. We are still within the allotted time that you're allowed to start late. No big worries there. I think in the playoffs it's actually up to 20 minutes that you can delay. I know it's 5 more than the regular season. I'm pretty sure the regular season is 15. So we are well within our limits here. No worries at all. Starting a little bit late there. Drink water streamer has been called in the chat. Gotta do it. It's important. I'm going to be up between pretty much all the games refilling that water. Is my camera not focusing well? Yeah, I got to get the lighting worked out. Looks like our teams are ready. So we'll get started here in just a moment. I'll do my little map rundown once again for you, since that's the way I like to roll here. We're going to be starting up this game in just a moment. One More Fight is the higher seed coming into this match, so they automatically won the coin flip. They chose to ban away Towers of Doom and Dragonshire. Baddest Dudes banning away Braxis Holdout and Battlefield of Eternity. And it is the Baddest Dudes who are taking us to Cursed Hollow for game number 1. Let's get into the draft here. One More Fight is first to act. Cursed Hollow, a map about boss control, a map about globals, split soaking. So we'll see what One More Fight wants to do here. They're going to ban away the Deathwing. What Baddest Dudes have had some success on Deathwing so far this season. Picking them up late in the draft, as Deathwing is now a late draft hero rather than a snap first pick after all the nerfs he got through all those patches. Baddest Dudes, now with the first ban opportunity, are going to ban away Zool. Zool does still have some power here on Cursed Hollow. He doesn't normally get a lot of split soak value, not a lot of double soak value, but can't do much against that wave clear. Garrosh is going to be banned away from the Baddest Dudes. Giant Dwarf has played a very good Garrosh on that 5-4 record this season, so wanting to get him off that comfort tank. We'll see what the Baddest Dudes has in response. We've got 2 offlaners banned and 1 tank banned. If we take a look over to One More Fight, a lot of ETC and Johanna. They are going to ban away the Johanna. This does open up the opportunity for a first pick ETC, but I don't think Giant Dwarf is too worried about that, as Mal'Ganis is definitely still on the table. Newton Rock's actually going to grab the Sylvanas first pick here. And an immediate Tassadar in response from Demon Grand. Very high priority picks here on Cursed Hollow. Sylvanas, her trait, it's true, does the same thing as the map objective, but turning off a fort is never a bad idea. And Giant Dwarf is actually going to grab that ETC away from One More Fight. So that's going to put Echo onto something that they don't normally play. An interesting little draft strategy coming out from the Baddest Dudes. We are going to see a Kael'thas and a Rhaegar coming out from One More Fight. Based on the pick so far, it's probably not a Bloodlust Rhaegar. It's probably an Ancestral Rhaegar. As I quickly fill in my little draft screen here. Kael'thas and Rhaegar. Banning away a new Barak, so really choking down on the tank possibilities for One More Fight here. One cheeky play that Baddest dudes could do, this is something I like to do. I like to play ETC in the off lane, especially here on Cursed Hollow, a big map like that. I'll take him into the off lane, I'll take Stage Dive, and use him as a pseudo-global alongside another tank. Not something I'd really expect here, but it is a possibility. Lieutenant Morales is going to be banned away by One More Fight, wanting to prevent any team global shenanigans there. And Mad Kaiser is going to grab that Malfurion, and Night Raven will grab Sonya. Hard to go wrong with a Sonya. Sonya's going to be able to clear up any camp on her own, no problem at all. Night Raven, Sonya. Perfect. Alright, Echo and Hellstorm still to pick here. Missing a tank, missing an offlaner. We'll see what they want to pick up here. Echo's going to grab the Varian, and Hellstorm is going to take that global presence on the Dahaka. So we've got a Varian tank with a Kael'thas follow-up and the Rhaegar slow here. Now, Cursed Hollow being the large map that it is, Varian can find people between lanes often, and using all those bushes here on Cursed. So we could see a lot of value there coming out. Savior is going to round out this draft with a Raynor. All right, very, very sort of meta draft here I'm seeing from the Baddest dudes, and some definite pick opportunities from One More Fight. We'll see how these two teams are going to play these comps. I'm interested to see how they're going to interact here on Cursed Hollow. But we've got One More Fight versus the Baddest dudes, game 1 of this best of 5. Let's get into it. Alrighty. We are loading in here to Cursed Hollow. We've got the Varian pick comp, the Kael'thas blow up. And on the other side, very, very standard play here coming out from the Baddest dudes. Just strong heroes in every position. Hard to go wrong with those heroes. But it's all going to come down to how they play it, how they play the map. See how it goes. Still loading in here. We see Hellstorm's Dahaka, slightly different portrait than the rest of the team, indicating that he is indeed the offlaner. Alrighty, here we go. On the left, in the blue, is One More Fight, with Lord Gaiac playing the Kael'thas. Mistelton on the Rhaegar. Newton Rocks will be playing Sylvanas. Hellstorm on the Dahaka. And Echo will be playing the Varian. On the right, in the red, are the Baddest dudes, with Night Raven playing that Sonya. Mad Kaiser will be on Malfurion. Giant Dwarf is going to be playing ETC. Demon Grand on the Tassadar. And Savior playing the Raynor. Here in the bottom lane, it looks like One More Fight is going to use that Sylvanas to try to cheese this bottom tower. Going with a 1-3-1 split is the Baddest dudes, so Raynor will see this, but with this map being so wide, it's going to be a tough response here. Savior does see him coming. We're going to see Tassadar and ETC traveling down. Savior might actually get picked off here. Just barely getting on out of there with 50 health. It looks like this tower may... Oh, they're going to not go down here. Giant Dwarf finding a huge slide. Hellstorm with the drag here, but Tassadar with the wall save. Echo is now caught out by the Malfurion. Will Echo manage to get on out of there? Looks like, oh, Giant Dwarf actually getting stunned out by Kael'thas, and ETC will be the first to fall here. This bottom tower just a breath away from death. Looks like Newton Rocks wants to find that kill, and teams are now going to split into lanes. Hellstorm dragging Sonya into the tower, actually. Now, it's important to remember, these towers were updated from when the anomaly first hit. They will not focus heroes if there is a minion, a summon, or an objective in range. The forts still do focus those heroes. We're going to see the Baddest dudes taking their siege camp first, and Rhaegar, from One More Fight, is actually going to focus on these bruisers first thing. We'll need a little bit of help there. He's taking a whole lot of damage. Tassadar coming on down to get this XP. The siege camp has been taken for the Baddest dudes. Sylvanas heading over to help our Rhaegar with this bruiser camp. Sonya and Dahaka will trade fairly evenly up here. Sonya has the manaless advantage and probably a little bit superior wave clear, but if Dahaka lands some tongues, that could be trouble for Sonya. Newton Rocks is going to come down here to help Echo with this wave clear, as these giants are already up. We see Demon Grand and Mad Kaiser are now timing out this bruiser camp with the first objective, which will be coming out in about a minute here. Bruiser camp now pushing down the middle. Giant Dwarf's going to have to be careful with this push, as Lord Gaiak and Mistelton are sieging down this front wall pretty effectively here. Echo now joining in, and looks like this wall may be forfeit. A very nice early push here coming out from One More Fight. Right now, Raynor just working to push away Newton Rocks. That's a potentially lethal matchup down there as two very low health heroes but very high damage output. Echo is caught here by Giant Dwarf. Mad Kaiser looking to catch up, does land the root. Demon Grand just a little bit too far behind, is not going to get the follow-up damage. This wall is taken, but now we've got the bruiser camp of the Baddest dudes pushing down the mid lane while this bottom tribute has spawned. Raynor could be in trouble here as Varian now coming on down. Varian did take that taunt at level 4, so we are expecting a taunt blow-up comp from One More Fight. ETC actually flanking around the bottom side. Dahaka is going to dig in here. Here comes the Baddest dudes. Rhaegar and Kael'thas a little bit behind here. Echo in the back trying to stop this push from Sonya. Now Sonya in a bit of trouble getting caught by Dahaka. And Sonya will be the first to fall. Will Echo be next? Is actually taking a lot of damage here. One More Fight doing a good job of weaving in and out, and Raynor will be next to go down. Echo in a little bit of trouble, but they got the chase onto Demon Grand. Tassadar could be blowing up here, and there goes Tass. 3 kills for One More Fight on this first objective. One More Fight doing a very good job of rotating their damaged heroes to the back and bringing their healthy heroes up to the front, causing the Baddest dudes to get some split damage and not find those kills. Though, instead of not finding kills, Echo could actually be in trouble here. Getting pushed away by ETC and Malfurion as Dahaka heads on back to the top lane. This siege camp was working on this top wall. Night Raven will be clearing this out. The next tribute is on the bottom half of the map as well. So Dahaka will be burrowing in for that while Night Raven clears this out. The siege camp for the Baddest dudes is up, but they're going to have to get over to this tribute as it spawns. Echo controlling vision here in this bush, trying to rotate around for a possible kill. Mistelton actually venturing very far out here, having a little duel with Mad Kaiser. Giant Dwarf sliding onto the Rhaegar, but with the team split, Demon Grand now coming in to try to deal some extra damage. Lord Gaiak looking for a quick cap, will not get it. Dahaka is now coming in here. Mad Kaiser will have to back off. Hellstorm actually lands that drag, but the carpet is there. Will Mad Kaiser survive? No, Malfurion will be the first to go down. Giant Dwarf sliding on through, but Dahaka's healing just too much. And it looks like One More Fight will be picking up tribute number 2 here. If we take a look at the XP, we see the hero kills are on the side of One More Fight. Pretty even on the mercenaries and pretty even on the minions, so it's really just these team kills that are trouble for the Baddest dudes. Savior avoiding the 3 gank attempt while Echo and Newton Rocks are actually trying to push down this fort. That extra Sylvanas splash damage making Raynor have to back off, but here comes Demon Grand and Matt Kaiser to try to push them back. Baddest Dudes will keep them off this bottom fort for now. This is where Sylvanas really starts to shine here on Cursed Hollow. Not so much pairing with the objective, but making a very strong off-lane push between objectives. Newton Rocks is going to start up this Bruiser camp once again with Rhaegar. Tribute will be spawning in the mid-top position on the side of Baddest Dudes. With 2-0 and level 10s here for one more fight, Baddest Dudes are going to have to soak these lanes until 10 and hopefully get it in time so they can contest this objective. 10 seconds until this troop spawns, and level 10s are here for the Baddest Dudes. Hellstorm actually taking a lot of damage from Sonya up there. Giant Dwarf does control this vision. We do see a Pyroblast coming out from Kael'thas, as well as the Wailing Arrow isolation. Rhaegar still yet to pick their heroic, and actually one more fight is actually conceding this objective to get this full push in the bottom lane. Here comes the Baddest Dudes, though. They will not be here to save the fort, but they could be here on the rotation. ETC sees Echo, but without the rest of the team here, decides to wait and will not engage onto that Varian. So a tribute for a fort, and it looks like one more fight isn't done. Sneaking around the map, they're going to go straight for their boss. The next tribute is in the far top lane. That's the best possible position here for one more fight. It looks like Baddest Dudes have not sniffed this out. And one more fight is going to grab this boss to push alongside the objective, and it's going to go straight onto the keep. That's going to be tough here. Baddest Dudes are really going to have to make a choice. Rhaegar still showing in that bottom lane. Baddest Dudes do have an opportunity to possibly push onto this tribute, but Rhaegar definitely on the way. It looks like we will have a 5v5 here. Demon Grand finding Echo a little bit ahead of the rest of one more fight, but manages to sneak on past that Malfurion route. A quick Pyroblast knocks Demon Grand down to half health. Will have to be healed up by Malfurion. Giant Dwarf is in the back trying to ward away the rest of one more fight, but Hellstorm right in there, and it is going to be a Bloodlust from Rhaegar. That extra movement speed is going to be very helpful in avoiding that big Tassadar damage. Dahaka with a lot of regen there. The Wailing Arrow is out, silencing the backline. Giant Dwarf taking a lot of damage, but that trait armor keeping Giant Dwarf alive, and the fight continues here between our two squads in the top lane as the boss is actually pushing straight onto the fort. The Mosh is out, actually gets instantly interrupted. The taunt there onto Giant Dwarf, still no kills. Lord Gaiak is in trouble, gets caught out on the other side of that Tassadar wall, and Baddest Dudes get the first kill in this fight. Mad Kaiser looking to cap this tribute. They want to get this trib done so they can go down and deal with that boss. Oh, the boss actually was taken out by the wall there. A great taunt and drag combo will take down ETC, making it a late 1-for-1 here. The boss did take out most of this keep wall. And it is 2-2 on tribute points here. One more fight is slightly ahead on experience and definitely ahead on the bottom lane here. As we see the siege camp for one more fight has been picked up. The bruiser camp for the Baddest Dudes being worked on. And the rest of one more fight is going to be pushing down this middle lane, looking to grab this well. So it won't be usable for the next objective. But Giant Dwarf is here to try to ward them away. Sylvanas Black Arrows are out, but Matt Kaiser and Demon Grand are here. Can Giant Dwarf find a slide? No, not quite finding it. The next tribute is on the lower half of the map, on the side of one more fight. Looks like they are in position, trying to control this vision. Baddest Dudes are trying to get this camp out before having to commit to the objective. Sonya has to back here in the top lane. Dahaka will be able to use the global to get into the fight. Sonya will be a little late. Giant Dwarf finds them in the bush here, but Dahaka already on the way to make this a 5v4 for one more fight. This could spell trouble for the Baddest Dudes. They're going to have to work on delaying until Sonya gets here. Newton Rocks is already in the back. Will the Hyperion be enough for the interrupt? Yes, it will, but ETC going down here. Wailing Arrow is out onto Raynor. Night Raven in a little bit of trouble versus Hellstorm there. Archon from Demon Grand getting a lot of damage done on the flank. But looks like Newton Rocks will complete this channel. A big taunt there onto Raynor, but not enough follow-up damage. The drag actually landing onto Sonya, and Sonya will be next to go down. Red team down 2 members and is now cursed. One more fight is pushing down this mid and want to take this mid keep wall. And there they go, using that extra Sylvanas siege damage. Moving S5 through the middle lane. The fort is down, the wall is being worked on here. A nice slide from ETC, actually catches 5 in the mosh pit. Kael'thas will be going down here. Echo very, very low. Can they find the kill onto our Varian player? Hellstorm gets the big drag onto Kaiser. Varian is going to be next to fall here. Hellstorm trying to guide away the rest of the baddest dudes to allow Mistelton and Newton Rocks to escape. Dahaka actually getting the burrow out. The stun's not quite there. 2 kills and a massive mosh pit for Giant Dwarf. Halt this push in its tracks. They do lose top keep wall to this siege giant push. They lost most of their mid keep wall, but all of their keeps still alive. And it looks like the baddest dudes are thinking about their boss. And there they go. Varian is still down for another 5 seconds. Dahaka will see it, but without Varian here, it could be trouble. Using those tunneling claws to get away is Hellstorm. Sonya trying to catch up that top lane. Varian actually coming across the map here. Their damage is a little bit slow. Varian could get here in time. Varian still just a little bit behind. One more fight will have to delay here. Working on the point now. And it actually is the baddest dudes with that ETC's boop, getting them off the point. Dahaka and Kael'thas go down to the boss stun. ETC was falling last time. Echo will not escape, and the baddest dudes are turning this around. Level 16s for both of our teams here. The boss is pushing down the top lane with Sylvanas trying to stop that boss push. Looks like this boss won't get far, as the baddest dudes do have to clear out this bruiser camp. But a really, really nice team fight on top of that boss. And things suddenly aren't looking so one-sided here on Cursed Hollow. Night Raven once again trying to catch up this top lane. This boss may get this well, probably not. Nope, what did take down that fort wall. And if these team fights keep going the way they are, this could spell trouble for one more fight. Savior and Mad Kaiser, they're going for a little bit of a boss steal here. We'll see if one more fight can sniff this out. Night Raven is here. That's going to really speed up the clear. Hellstorm is going to find it. Echo is here as well. Can they get onto this boss? It doesn't look like they're going to have it. And baddest dudes steal the boss of one more fight. Now they're going to be pushing with this boss in the bottom lane. This bottom fort will almost certainly be going down, but it is a full defense here from one more fight. They're going to have to be careful under this fort because it will be targeting heroes. Demon Grand actually getting dragged by Dahaka, and there it is. Now a big taunt onto ETC. They're going to have to slide away and disengage. That fort still very lethal if you get caught underneath it after dealing damage to a hero. Bottom fort does go down to this boss, but with one member down, the baddest dudes will have to back off here. One more fight does need 3 more curse points to get another curse, but oh, they're not worried about the curse. They're going straight to this camp. A very nice route there from Malfurion keeps them away, but ETC falls. And one more fight. Steal this camp. Mad Kaiser in a little bit of trouble here. Manages to avoid that Kael'thas damage, and one more fight could just be pushing down this bottom lane. They may just grab this keep. But they don't have any minions here besides this camp, so they're going to have to tank the fort with that Varian banner, and it looks like they're just going to grab this keep. Sylvanas doubling back to take the tribute. The core is opened for the baddest dudes, and only the bottom lane is a path for them to go onto one more fight side of the map. Echo actually going straight past this keep with the black arrows online for Sylvanas. They want this mid keep as well while ETC is down. And with that pick, they get 2 keeps. The top keep also very weak here. Looks like one more fight is going to circle up and take this bruiser camp, but ETC is back on the field. So this is a 5v5. Echo is warding in the bush, and they will get on out of there happy with their conquest. Bottom top boss isn't up for about another 2 minutes here. Looks like One More Fight isn't done. They want to take down this top keep as well. It's already very low. And there they go. The top keep is down. No more structures on the side of the Baddest dudes. That's going to make these tribute fights very, very tough, as they're going to have to worry about clearing the catapults out of all 3 lanes here. One More Fight working on point number 2 of the curse, but here come the Baddest dudes. Their team fight has been good so far in the late game. Newton Rocks, the lead from Sonya, gets the interrupt, but there's the Bloodlust from Rhaegar. This could spell trouble for the Baddest dudes. Silencing Arrow is out. Here comes the Pyroblast. Night Raven does survive for now, but no, Sonya's going to go down. ETC will be next to fall. One More Fight now keying onto Savior. Demon Grand splitting from the pack. Savior actually taking a lot of damage, but the Malfurion route will stop the chase for now. And it looks like the Baddest dudes will get on out of there, but this could spell trouble. One More Fight with level 20s here. Actually do find Demon Grand on this rotation. And Demon Grand is going to go down with 3 members down. One More Fight could be looking for the core here. Still another 25 seconds until Sonya makes it back onto the field. One More Fight. Are they going to do it? Are they going to commit? There they go. They're going to commit onto the core here. Mad Kaiser and Savior, all they can do is stand and watch. And looks like this core will be going down. As the minions start to catch up, they'll really accelerate the damage onto the core. GG's. One More Fight take game number 1 versus the Baddest dudes. Alrighty, taking a look at the post-game here, we saw a very dominant early game coming out from One More Fight, taking advantage of that Sylvanas push, taking advantage of their safe siege. The Baddest dudes came roaring back in the mid-game, finding those team fight kills, finding those boss steals, but ultimately the macro pressure just too strong. 14 kills to 6 for One More Fight. Kael'thas dishing out almost 61,000 damage, topping the siege damage charts and recording 6 killing blows. A very nice game there for Lord Gaiac. Demon Grand, similar situation for the mages here. Top damage, top siege, top killing blows, but even with those extra team fights in the middle, just not enough. And One More Fight takes game number 1. All right, game number 1 in the books. One More Fight is up 1-0. We're going to head to the break, and when we come on back, it'll be game number 2 between One More Fight and the Baddest dudes. All righty. Looks like we're getting ready for game number 2 here. I was totally wrong about the map. We're going to Alterac Pass for game number 2. I thought that would be the map left out. I was wrong. We are going to Alterac Pass. Teams are about ready to go. So we'll bask in my wrongness, and I'll take you over to the map screen. Once again, remind you of the map bans. It was One More Fight, banning away Towers of Doom and Dragonshire. Baddest dudes choosing to ban away Braxis Holdout and Battlefield of Eternity. Cursed Hollow was chosen by the Baddest dudes, but One More Fight was victorious, going up 1-0 here in this series. And now, Alterac Pass, chosen by the Baddest dudes. Proving me wrong! I was sure no one wanted to play on AP. I thought they were going to go to Sky Temple, man. That's what I thought. I thought it was going to be more boss plays. But I was incorrect. It's going to be Alterac Pass. This draft, I'm speaking in a way to get the draft ready. Okay. Did you see that timing? Did you see how well I timed that? God, I'm just amazing at this. All right, heading into Alterac Pass for game number 2 of this best of 5 series between One More Fight and the Baddest dudes. Do not forget, it is a best of 5. We're not on match point just yet. If I take a look here, it looks like we did have a quick substitution for the Baddest dudes. Silver Wasp is hitting the field for Night Raven. So we'll see how that player swap affects the strategy here. Nyquil Fiend praying for no Sky Temple. I want it, man. I want the big boss plays. They're so fun. One more fight, choosing to ban away that Garrosh. Once again, not wanting to see the big brown orc from Giant Dwarf. Baddest dudes next to act here. They have consistently, very consistently banned Zool. We may see it again here. Alterac Pass is a closer to double soak sort of map. Definitely easier to do than on Cursed Hollow. They're actually going to ban away Johanna, choosing to follow along with the tank bans. One more fight next to act. Interested to see whether they're going to try to control that off-lane pick. We did see Sonya last game from Night Raven, but Night Raven not in this one. So it could be a possible baited out ban. We'll see what one more fight has in mind. It's going to be once again the Deathwing ban. Not wanting to see the aspect of death crashing down upon them. And a bit of respect coming out from the Baddest dudes. They're going to ban away the Kael'thas. So we'll see what one more fight wants to do here. It's going to be a first pick Tassadar. So they're going to grab that away from the Baddest dudes. Lord Gaiac grabbing the Tassadar. Let's see what the Baddest dudes has in response. Last time with this tank ban situation, they stole away the ETC. Though I'm interested to see whether they do that again. It looks like they will take it. And Silver Wasp is going to take a very early Brightwing here. Alterac Pass, a large map, definitely global, still helping out here. So we're going to see the ETC, Silver Wasp on Brightwing. Awesome. So with the tank and the healer already picked up for the Baddest dudes, we may see the second DPS spot locked in for one more fight. Newton Rocks will bring that Vala, and Echo is going to grab a Nubarak before it's banned away. Vala, very successful for Newton Rocks so far this season. Going to ban away the Rhaegar. They don't want to see the Bloodlust alongside a Tassadar Vala, and I definitely agree with that. One more fight, next to ban. All the DPS spots and the off lane are left open. We'll see what they don't want to see from the Baddest dudes. Last time we saw Raynor and Tassadar. They are going to ban away the Raynor, so they want to see Savior on a different hero here on Alterac. We'll see what they choose to pick up here. I'm expecting a Leoric in the last spot. Actually, we're going to see an Abathur coming out from Mad Kaiser, and Savior is going to be on the Jaina. Interesting. Not choosing to save the Abathur for the last position. They're presenting it straight away. I'm wondering if Hellstorm is going to grab the Dahaka in response here. Stelton. Rhaegar not available. Could see Lucio come out. There it is. Stelton playing a lot of Lucio so far this season, and Hellstorm will reprise the role on the Dahaka. Let's see what Demon Grand wants to take to round this out. We do still need somewhat of an off-laner, someone who can hold down a lane. Jaina can clear a lane, but can definitely run into trouble if she has to run out there. See what Demon Grand wants. Demon Grand's actually going to grab a Samuro. Very, very spicy team here. The Abathur Samuro on Alterac Pass is going to get a whole lot of split push power. Jaina providing a lot of burst, but a definite stun and isolate comp coming out from one more fight. We'll see, can the Baddest dudes skirt around the map for long enough to pull out this win? And even it up at 1-1. Let's find out. Game 2. Alterac Pass. right, loading into here to Alterac Pass. It is indeed Abathur and Samuro with some Brightwing support. Let's get into it. Once again, in the blue, on the left is one more fight with Mistelton on the Lucio. Lord Gaiac is playing the Tassadar. Newton Rock's on the Vala. Echo is playing a Nubarak. And Hellstorm will be on the Dahaka. On the right, in the red, is the Baddest Dudes with Mad Kaiser playing the Abathur. Savior is going to be on Jaina. Silver Wasp on the Brightwing. Giant Dwarf will be playing ETC. And Demon Grand on the Samuro. Alterac Pass is another snow map, so we are going to see these shields building up for these two teams, as we won't see any off-lane shenanigans. They're just going to crash here right in the middle. Those Abathur mines will definitely be delaying the rotations of one more fight. Sprays going down in the middle. Say an ICU on the Alarak. It's well known that the team who gets their spray furthest onto the enemy side of the map in the opening rounds has the morale advantage. You are going to see one more fight with the quick wave clear. They're going to head on down to find Samuro here in the bottom lane. Demon Grand getting on out of there. Abathur trying to battle against Dahaka in the top. Dahaka will be trying to stall out this lane and kill the Abathur hat whenever it spawns. This is now Abathur's only way to soak XP without putting their body out of a bush in lane, so Hellstorm definitely wanting to let those minions die without the Abathur hat there to soak them up. Vala has headed back to start this camp alongside Lucio. The teams will try to take that camp as early as possible off him, because if you can take it quickly, you can actually take it a second time before the objective becomes available here on Alterac Pass. We have a slide into the top lane. Hellstorm is actually being collapsed on. Uses that essence. Is there going to be enough damage? Savior trying to get the damage there, and Hellstorm actually dragging Jaina into tower range, taking a ton of hits there. Hellstorm will get out of there just fine. Jaina is going to have to go back. The rest of one more fight, once again trying to rotate down onto Samuro. The Demon Grand playing safely, gets on back. No issues there at all. The comp from Baddest Dudes is really going to start coming online once the objective is up. It'll have to be one more fight, really having to make a decision on whether to engage on the objective, to engage on the Samuro, to find the Abathur. There's a lot of possibilities here for the Baddest Dudes. One more fight is going to have to make the right choices throughout this game, as right now they're making the choice to just bulldoze down this fort wall, and there it goes. In the early game, there's not going to be a whole lot the Baddest Dudes can do versus these pushes. Samuro trying to make life difficult for Vala there. Jaina and Brightwing did pick up that camp slightly late here. They will not get it a second time before this bottom objective comes up. Taking a look at the XP here. A very large minion lead for one more fight, as Dahaka has done a great job of denying Abathur experience in the top lane. But as these fights start to come out is when the Abathur and Samuro are really going to show their power. Though this early fight, if level 7 comes around for one more fight, will be very difficult for the Baddest Dudes. Samuro lurking around the back line, looking for a possible isolation here. The Abathur hat is on. Demon Grand scoots on by the Tassadar wall and will get out just fine. A big slide from Giant Dwarf. That could spell trouble, and a polymorph onto a Nubarak prevents the burrow charge. And that's one kill. The first kill of the game for the Baddest Dudes. Dahaka still soaking in the top lane. Abathur heading down to the bottom lane will have an easier time grabbing the XP from there. And the timer is on. Baddest Dudes ticking down this prison camp. We'll have to stay on here to keep these minions from stopping the channel. Giant Dwarf looking to stop the advance of one more fight. Dahaka now burrowing in. This could spell trouble for the Baddest Dudes. Demon Grand taking a lot of damage here. Burrow charge does not connect on the Giant Dwarf, but the Baddest Dudes will have to back off, as Jaina must now rejoin the fight. Level 7 is online for one more fight, but right behind it is the Baddest Dudes with level 7 of their own. Abathur now with the hat in the top lane will grab this XP without much issue. Echo down in the bottom lane trying to stop this slow push. Demon Grand, with the help of the Abathur hat, may still have trouble here. Not very much health for Demon Grand. Gonna have to be careful here, but using those clones to great success. It looks like everything's gonna be okay. Do we have a dig in here? Oh, we just have Silver Wasp coming in to help. There we go. Hellstorm now looking to take this objective for one more fight. Giant Dwarf could actually be in trouble here, but gets the slide onto Dahaka before the drag is applied. And here we go. Samuro working to clear out this middle lane. Currently the objective not channeling for one more fight. And there it goes. Now the Baddest dudes are on a timer. They're going to have to come into this objective to stop the timer. Currently Jaina now circling around to get this fight going. Abathur in the bottom lane trying to soak there. Giant Dwarf and Silver Wasp looking for another slide polymorph combo here. Giant Dwarf just sort of existing in the side of one more fight. Silver Wasp channeling on this objective. A nice slide there. And it looks like the Baddest dudes are going to stop this. Samuro actually was in the back trying to get a quick cap, and both teams only need about 3 or 4 seconds here. So this is what the Baddest dudes' game plan is. Just pull one more fight all over the map and demand excellence in rotation and communication. Polymorph goes out onto Dahaka, but the burrow is there. Demon Grand actually getting the channel here. If they can just keep the damage onto one more fight, they can get this. There it is. One more. The Baddest dudes are going to grab this, but Demon Grand actually in a lot of trouble here. Uses the clone, but Lucio was there. Samuro will fall. A nice burrow charge onto Silver Wasp and Giant Dwarf. Brightwing is going to go down here. And while they picked up the objective, they lost 2 members. Death timers are still very short, but without them soaking on the map, they are going to fall behind in XP here. Taking a look at that experience, one more fight is still ahead on the heroes. The minions are starting to even up, but they're still definitely ahead on the side of one more fight. Level 9s are now both here, but a quick level 10 advantage for one more fight will be there, as this objective barrels down all 3 lanes. Jaina trying to get as much damage onto this wall as possible with Vala using that well. And Demon Grand pushing against Hellstorm here in the top lane. Jaina now cycling on out as the rest of one more fight is heading down to the bottom lane to try to de-push that lane. A nice drag onto Samuro, not something you normally get as a Dahaka. Well played there by Hellstorm. And it looks like Demon Grand will be continuing to work there as the rest of one more fight just pushes down this bottom lane. Looks like they're going to get this fort wall, no problem. Giant Dwarf and the rest of the Baddest dudes coming down here to prevent as much fort damage as possible. Level 10s are online for both of our teams here. If I take a look, I'm not seeing anything too out of the ordinary. The Bladestorm from Samuro for wave clear, very important for the split push power on this map. We do see the Blink Heal coming out from Brightwing. There we see Demon Grand just trying to put a little bit of extra damage onto Hellstorm before clearing out this lane. Newton Rocks and Mistelton going to pick up the mid camp over here. Baddest dudes, Savior and Silver Wasps, doing the same. Looks like these teams will clash in the center, looking to clear out these camps and get things evened out once again. Vala has pushed Abathur behind that bottom fort in the bottom lane. A nice stun there by Echo. Will Giant Dwarf be looking for a slide? Does find it. Burrow Charge still available for Echo. And there it is, getting on out of there. No engage to be had there, and the camps will simply clash and be cleared in the middle lane. Newton Rocks is actually very low here. Giant Dwarf could be looking for a slide there. Does find it, interrupts the vault as well, and Newton Rocks will be going down here. Nice pick there by Giant Dwarf, finding the Vala before the prisoners are to be located in the top lane. Dahaka currently free pushing in the top, does get this top tower. A little bit low on health here. Smistelton comes to correct that problem. Savior could be the next to fall. Echo was going for the burrow charge. Lord Guy definitely would have been enough damage for the kill, but the stun just not quite there. And we'll see how this next objective unfolds. Giant Dwarf actually looking for a possible kill here onto Hellstorm. Silver Wasp is here. A quick burrow. The slide is there, but no damage to be found here so far. Samuro channeling the objective. Is found by Lucio. Silver Wasps looking to stop it, but the allies have retaken their camp. And the teams are now here to fight around this objective. Abathur currently retreating back to the keep, not wanting to be found by the Dahaka. Giant Dwarf is getting zoned out a little bit in this small choke area. As we zoom on out of there, Abathur working on healing the structures with that mule. Hellstorm is polymorph, but manages to get on out of there just fine. Both teams just looking to gain a position around this objective. One more fight, choosing to back off and take a different approach here. Giant Dwarf still very healthy with that Abathur hat and Brightwing presence. Samuro is going to commit to this back camp while the action is low. Try to get that pushing in the mid lane. Vala and Lucio doing the same. So both teams very well on top of this, on top of the macro here on Alterac Pass. We do have a brief level 13 lead for one more fight, but it looks like they're not going to be able to take that fight until level 13 arrives for the Baddest dudes, and looks like it's about here. It's gonna tick over, it's so close. There's level 13 for the Baddest dudes. Even levels here for the next engage. Finding Demon Grand in the middle lane. One more fight is very, very sensitive to the location of that Samuro, wanting to make sure that they don't get stalled out in a fight and let Samuro free push. Abathur starting to poke out in the bottom lane. Get that pushing in the correct direction. A big drag onto Giant Dwarf. This could be trouble here for the Baddest dudes. Giant Dwarf is stuck in a spot here. Abathur clone is here. That's double Jaina damage. Brightwing is cocooned by Echo. Madkazer in the back on that Abathur clone. It will be taken down. This returns to a 5v4.5. And this objective still has not really been channeled by either team so far. Looks like one more fight is going to make a move to the top lane, trying to force the Baddest dudes off this position, and Samuro is going to be pushing in the mid lane. One more fight looking to collapse onto that. Samuro now going to be feigning a rotation to the bottom lane. Another drag there onto Giant Dwarf, a big double stun as well, and that's going to be enough damage. ETC going down here. Demon Grand in the back once again, just trying to play some shenanigans and pull one more fight off the objective, and now both objectives will be channeled here. Stelton doing a great job in that Lucio, revealing and warding away the Samuro. Silver Wasp is actually trapped there by Lord Guy for just a moment. But it looks like one more fight is doing a good job actually catching Jaina here. That's a huge pick. One more fight finding Savior, and it looks like this objective will be theirs. Gotta hang around for just a couple more moments. Can't fade away just yet. They gotta make sure they keep tanking those minions. And there it is. One more fight will grab this second objective of the game. Dahaka moving down to the bottom lane, getting this clear, not letting anything happen in the off lanes. Doing really a great job of nullifying the macro advantage that the Samuro Abathur can give. And now a level 16 to 14 advantage as well for one more fight. Demon Grand clearing out that lane. They actually do get the stun onto the Samuro. A lot of damage coming out from Newton Rocks. But it looks like Samuro will get out of there just fine, as we do have the full defense. Giant Dwarf looking for a slide, doesn't quite find it. Echo is polymorphed, but will manage to get on out of there. Level 15 is here for the Baddest dudes. That scaling could be important in this fight. Giant Dwarf looking for any sort of opportunity. Gets the slide, and there's the mosh. But the stun from Vala, is that going to be enough? A huge root from Jaina. Is that going to be enough for Tassadar? Yes, Tassadar is going to go down here. Lucio could be in some trouble. Echo definitely falling. And finally, the Baddest dudes find the engage that they want to see. And they're going to go ahead and back to Haka. Actually pushing with this bottom objective is going to grab this bottom keep, it looks like. So Baddest dudes finding that fight, but possibly ceding this bottom objective. Take a quick look at the XP tab. Baddest dudes are ahead on hero kills now, actually saving this bottom keep with the help of Mule. I was not expecting that. But a very large minion XP lead coming in here for one more fight is keeping them about a level ahead here. So both teams now retreating to the mercenary camps, looking to get those pushing in the correct direction. Still very even in XP there. Dahaka keeping an eye on that bottom boss. We did see some very aggressive boss plays from One More Fight, and it looks like they're going to go for one here. But Samuro in the top lane is doing just the same. So these teams definitely very, very aware of the map macro, where the other team is. Samuro, ETC, Jaina here in the top will take this with no problem. One More Fight, grabbing this bottom boss, will be at a definite advantage as it is pushing down a lane with a keep that is about to go down, and there are two structures between the core and the top boss for the Baddest dudes. Here they come. One More Fight is going to push down and grab this keep. The mule will be for naught. But actually, here comes the Baddest dudes on the rotation here. We've got a polymorph onto Hellstorm. Manages to use the tunneling claws to avoid that slide, and down goes the keep. But the mid lane can't push is something that One More Fight will have to deal with. This top boss as well. Tahaka, not exactly the best boss clear. Baddest dudes will help the core deal with this boss. And being Alterac Pass, the core will regenerate. No problems at all there. Prison camps are spawning here in the bottom to mid lane. Another level lead has been opened up for One More Fight. The camps are available once again. It looks like Savior and Silver Wasp going to be working on that. Demon Grand sneaking around the bottom lane, looking to get a possible quick cap here. But Lucio and Anubarak are here to drive away Demon Grand. One More Fight now working on their own, what are these called? I mean, it's kind of a bruiser camp, in a way. It's kind of a fire bat camp, to be honest. I think they're called Knoll camps. They're taking their Knoll camp here. One More Fight trying to get the timer started, is going to have to clear out these minions, but here come the Baddest dudes. They're ready to roll. One More Fight instead choosing to go ahead and clear this mid camp. But here comes the Baddest dudes. They want to engage here. Demon Grand is in, looking for a possible pick. Giant Dwarf in position for a slide. Rest of the team is rearing and ready to go. It looks like the team fight will be here. Baddest dudes want to get this started sooner rather than later, as level 20 is now starting to come online pretty soon here for One More Fight. Giant Dwarf does find the slide onto Tahaka. Tunneling Claws is used. It looks like One More Fight is trying to retreat. They do want to delay and let level 20 arrive before they commit to another fight. We'll see if they manage to do that. The Abathur clone actually is used, so Baddest dudes really have to get in there. Abathur clone has been taken out. Samuro has now back to clear that mid camp, and it looks like Baddest dudes will have to back off and let this objective channel for just a bit. Giant Dwarf sliding away from trouble as Lord Gaiac picks up the prison camp and starts the timer for One More Fight. Having to do a little bit of a macro reset here. Level 20s are online for One More Fight. It's not gonna... They're not going to have enough time to get level 20s of their own, and a huge stun combo onto ETC, and that's going to be Giant Dwarf going down here. A nice cocoon onto Brightwing as well. They're going to find Savior. Silver Wasp could be in trouble here. The From the Grave Ring of Frost finds one. Demon Grand in the back trying to work on this Lucio, but Silver Wasp looks like it could be the next to fall. The isolation did land. Echo right under this tower here, but Polymorphed and Silver Wasp will get away. Demon Grand using those Samuro wiles to get away as well, but that's two dead for the Baddest dudes. Will One More Fight be able to push down this keep and possibly core here? As we see that main damage and main tank have died. The bottom lane already pushing into core. It looks like One More Fight could be looking to end. They do have the objective coming down the lanes in just a moment. It looks like they just want to commit to this top keep rather than the core, as ETC coming back just about now. They want to use that objective. They actually catch Demon Grand here. That's a huge pick onto Samuro. That's definitely going to enable them to push into this core. Twilight Archon from Lord Gaiac doing a ton of work. Matt Gazer, we now have a double ETC. The Mosh Pit was there, but Newton Rocks with the interrupt, and the Abathur clone will go down. Cocoon onto ETC. This could be trouble. Giant Dwarf now taking a lot of damage, sliding through the members of One More Fight, but they are now onto the core, and here comes the objectives as well. Newton Rock's taking a ton of damage from Savior. Vala is actually going to go down here before Lucio Sound Barrier drops. The core now at less than half health. Can they keep this up? Giant Dwarf getting a nice slide there onto Hellstorm and Mistelton, but it looks like the core is just too damaged, and One More Fight is going to take game number 2 here. Going up 2-0 in this series. GG. Yet another very close game through the mid. One More Fight really just using their big picks from Anubarak and Dahaka. Dahaka getting a lot of huge money drags onto Giant Dwarf on that ETC to really tip the scales. And we also saw them paying a lot of attention to the map and not letting that Abathur Samuro get out of hand. Just very, very well played overall. A very low kill game there as well, as both teams were really looking to try to control the map, so not a ton of team fights to be had. But it was Tassadar with 164,000 siege damage, bringing up the top of the scales there. Vala with the 35,000 hero damage. Abathur actually topping out the hero damage for the side of the Baddest dudes. Samuro getting close there. Top XP, top siege, almost edged out the Abathur, but in the end, it was One More Fight with the strong map plays, the strong picks, and the strong finish. Alrighty, it is 2-0 for One More Fight. We are once again going to go to the break and see if One More Fight can close this out, or if the Baddest dudes have another trick up their sleeve. We'll be back soon. Alright. We are forming up for game number 3 here between One More Fight and the Baddest dudes. One More Fight currently up 2-0 in this best of 5 on match point. And we're going to be going to Volskaya Foundry for game number 3. We'll see if the Baddest dudes have one more trick up their sleeve or if they will fall here. Teams are just now getting ready. Be starting here in just a moment. Hope everyone in chat's having a good time, getting ready to cheer on their team here. Looks like we got some friendly banter back and forth here between our two squads, but we should be ready in just a moment. Game number 2 definitely looking a little bit more on the side of One More Fight. They held off that extra map pressure very, very well. Volskaya Foundry, though, definitely a different kind of map than we have in our last 2. A double rotation type of map, definitely more focused on the team fight. So we'll see how it turns out. It looks like we're getting ready to go here. So once again, we'll take you over to the maps, let you know how we got to where we got to. Towers of Doom, Dragonshire, Braxis Holdout, and Battlefield of Eternity are all banned for this best of 5 series. Game 1 was chosen by the Baddest dudes. We went to Cursed Hollow. One More Fight was victorious there. Baddest dudes then took us to Alterac Pass, where One More Fight got their second game win on the board. And now for game 3, chosen by One More Fight, we have Volskaya Foundry. So let's get into the draft, as we see Kael'thas is banned away by the Baddest dudes, not wanting to see the Prince of Flame and Living Bombs. And poor Garrosh will never see the field today, banned away once again by One More Fight. We do see another swap here for the Baddest dudes. Night Raven returning for Savior in this game number 3. So it will be Demon Grand, Giant Dwarf, Silver Wasp, Mad Kaiser, and Night Raven, the squad for game number 3 for the Baddest dudes. Rhaegar, once again banned away by the Baddest dudes. That game 1 Rhaegar, they didn't want to see that again, and it's going to be that Garrosh Deathwing ban once again for One More Fight. Now, the Baddest dudes do have first pick this time, and they're going to grab Tassadar. That's been a definite key in this series, taking that away.
That does actually leave ETC open for one more fight if they want to take it, but Johanna still available as well. So they're probably going to have to take one of those here, or risk a pick ban from the Baddest dudes for those top tier tanks. So I'm expecting probably a Johanna here. It's going to be Sylvanas and Johanna coming out from Newton Rocks and Echo. Sylvanas can never go wrong. Definitely this sort of objective, pushing with the Protector, turning off those structures, making the enemy team do the damage rather than the walls. We'll see what Baddest dudes have in response. Mad Kaiser is going to grab the Anduin here, and Silver Wasp is actually going to grab the Cassia. Cassia, not one we've seen picked up so far in this series, very highly contested in other divisions, but we will see it here from the Baddest dudes. Bans now coming out for one more fight. We will see the ETC ban, since they have already picked up their Johanna. And Lucio, banned away from Mistelton. They don't want to see that once again, as that really ruined Samuro's day last game. We'll see what they want to pick up here. I'm interested to see whether we get that Vala again. It was Newton Rocks that played it last time, I believe, but it was definitely a force there. Mistelton gonna grab the Stukov, and Lord Gaiak is actually gonna grab the Li Ming. So we've got a Johanna Stukov combo. Very potent here on Volskaya and controlling space. Baddest dudes with their two remaining picks need an offlaner. They're going to get the Sonya from Night Raven once again. And Giant Dwarf is actually going to grab the Varian. Varian will have the Anduin route as a follow-up, the Tassadar wall to lock him in. So definitely looking for picks are the Baddest dudes here. We'll see if Hellstorm reprises that Dahaka rule once again. Not normally one we see here on Volskaya Foundry. Let's see what they have in mind here. It is going to be D.Va coming out from Hellstorm. Definitely going to be bonking around that Sonya, reducing the damage from Cassia when she has to go in. I don't think I've cast a D.Va game this year so far, so this'll be interesting. Hellstorm bringing that D.Va noise. Game number 3, one more fight looking to close this out. Baddest dudes looking to keep their playoff dreams alive here in game number 3 on Volskaya Foundry. Alright, loading into Volskaya Foundry, we see the wild card, the D.Va here. Looks like we are ready to go. Once again, in the blue on the left is one more fight, with Mistelton playing that Stukov. Echo will be on the Johanna, Newton Rocks on the Sylvanas, Lord Gaiak will be playing Li Ming, and Hellstorm on that D.Va. On the right in the red, once again, is the Baddest dudes, with Silver Wasp playing the Cassia. Mad Kaiser will be on Anduin, Demon Grand on the Tassadar, Giant Dwarf will be playing Varian, and Night Raven once again on the Sonya. Yet another snow map here in Volskaya Foundry. We will see the shields build up for our two teams. One more fight, not looking to cheese that bottom lane with the Sylvanas here, choosing to simply meet in the middle. Pretty standard talents coming out from our two teams. Once again, the Q quest. Tassadar's been pretty much figured out since the rework. It's all Q all day. It looks like it will be Sonya versus D.Va in the bottom lane, and these two four-man squads will be rotating between mid and top. Echo looking to interrupt the rotations with that shield glare. Very nicely done.
Very strong wave clear from both sides here. I think that One More Fight has a little bit of an advantage with that Johanna, though the Tassadar wave clear is very potent as well. Giant Dwarf will struggle in the early game until Taunt comes online. But Cassia and Sylvanas both moving down to these turret camps, wanting to get those started right at 1 minute to have the turrets ready for the first objective here. Just trying to keep up on XP, a very tame early game here from our two squads. D.Va and Sonya, an interesting matchup here, not one that I know a whole lot about. I'd figure Sonya would be a little bit ahead in the wave clear department, but it looks like Hellstorm is doing just fine there. Cassia has now moved up to the siege camp for the Baddest dudes, as the rest of One More Fight just rotating around here, getting as much XP as possible, and actually getting an early level 4. If we take a look at the XP, they actually have picked up a lot more minion XP in this early game. Could be that Baddest dudes lost a wave there to the superior movement and clear of One More Fight. Giant Dwarf now with Taunt online, looking for those picks. That'll have to be One More Fight being very careful moving through this center section. Giant Dwarf could come across at any time with the rest of the squad. Both teams are going to grab their siege camps ahead of the objective here. What's going to be important for both of our teams is trying to find level 7 before they team fight around this objective A, which will be spawning just about now. Control point will unlock it in 30 seconds. Echo gets taunted there by Giant Dwarf, but taking a ton of damage. Echo is actually going to go down there. Very nice focus fire coming out from the members of the Baddest dudes. They will have to stick around to clear this top camp before the next objective, but with the advantage with Johanna gone, they're going to grab this heal camp and get a quick minion advantage here. A nice taunt there onto Newton as well. Almost fell to the Cassia damage. And there it is. The heal camp will go over to the side of the Baddest dudes. Night Raven trying to get a bit of channel time here. Actually does manage to get it, but will be sacrificing some soak in the bottom lane. Li Ming actually went down in the top. I missed that one. Giant Dwarf caught out Li Ming on that rotation. And Baddest dudes are off to a roaring start here. Giant Dwarf is really bullying his way around the map on that variant. Sonya going down, has picked up level 7 for the Baddest dudes. It's going to be a little bit before we see it coming through for One More Fight. D.Va's bomb is ready to go here, so D.Va will be able to be very aggressive on the point. But it looks like the Baddest dudes will start to get some channel time. Giant Dwarf, looking to be a little cheeky there, does get discovered by Echo. The rest of the Baddest dudes are trying to grab another turret, as we see One More Fight stepping onto this point. Hellstorm boops off Giant Dwarf for now, but here comes the rest of the dudes trying to get back this point. Hellstorm taking a lot of extra damage here, but has that E available if necessary. There it is, the bomb is out, and Baddest dudes are going to have to back off here. D.Va actually going down, committing a lot of their health bars, but they do find that D.Va kill. Very nicely done there. That is exactly how you target down a D.Va. They did sacrifice some health to do it, but they have the health camp and the Anduin to get them back up. Very nicely done from the Baddest dudes. A big taunt under the tower. Lord Gaiak is in a bit of trouble here. Varian not even needing any follow-up. Almost killing the Li Ming alone. And it looks like the Baddest dudes will be grabbing this first protector. Echo possibly moving on to the point, but thinking better of it. And protector number 1 goes over to the Baddest dudes. Giant Dwarf is moving out very aggressively, looking for any sort of pick possible. Hellstorm being a little bit, just causing disruption. Booping away from the protector on the start here. We see the protector is going to move straight onto the top lane, trying to get this top lane softened up and get ready for a control point B. But having to back off a little bit as the minion wave is not yet there. This protector already down to about half health. The Baddest dudes are going to have to start getting onto this wall. And there they go. Now they're getting onto it here. Protector almost done here, and this front wall still isn't taken out. There it goes. They got one turret here, and it looks like they're going to have to back off.
So not getting quite as much damage as he hoped to get here on Volskaya Foundry, but about half a level ahead here, looking for level 10. We see the hero kills, definitely the story for the Baddest dudes and how they are ahead right now. Heal camp is back up. Giant Dwarf and Demon Grand looking to push down this top tower. Demon Grand focusing on the well. Very smart play there coming out from Demon Grand. Level 10s are here. We do see the leap once again for our Sonya player. The Light Bomb from Anduin. Ball Lightning for Cassia. Shield Wall for Varian. Tassadar yet to choose the heroic option. Black Hole could be an option here. We'll see what they want to pick. Giant Dwarf looking for Lord Gaiac once again, going out onto the map there. It actually will be Black Hole for Tassadar. A bit of an interesting combo teamfight ultimate there. Not one that we see a lot. Archon is just a lot of consistent damage. But Black Hole has the potential for some big wombo plays, especially with a Cassia alongside that can deal damage to folks who are grouped up. Giant Dwarf looking for more picks here. Rotating around, could we see him moving across the mid? Nope, he's got to move up and get that mid lane cleared. Demon Grand using that Tassadar Q damage to clear this lane. Giant Dwarf is discovered by Echo in the bush. Really just focusing on this wave clear, and there it goes. D.Va and Sonya battling it out once again in the bottom lane here. Hellstorm ready with that mech once again. Night Raven healing off this minion wave. And the teams are clashing in the top lane. Control point B will be unlocking shortly. Giant Dwarf is moving across the map looking for a pick here. Echo sees it coming though, warding away the rest of the Baddest dudes. Giant Dwarf getting the taunt onto Johanna actually, forcing the Iron Skin out and forcing out the Stukov push. The massive shove has been committed. Though a very short cooldown, not too worried about that, is one more fight. Sonya actually had to back in this matchup. D.Va being played very well by Hellstorm there in the bottom lane. Giant Dwarf actually moving onto the side of one more fight here. Getting healed up by the Anduin. Will they manage to get away? That's a lot of extra damage. Looks like Giant Dwarf will get out of there just fine. But the top control point is unlocking in about 15 seconds here. Baddest dudes on the edge of level 13 will get it with this minion wave. Hellstorm coming up. A big push there onto Giant Dwarf saves Hellstorm for now as that D.Va bomb is not quite ready. Level 13 is here for the Baddest dudes. Only briefly will they have this advantage. We'll see what they can do with it. Night Raven is coming up from the bottom lane to make this an even 5v5. Giant Dwarf looking for anyone to taunt here. Stukov putting out that silence. And they're going to be fighting over this point. A big taunt onto D.Va. Is that going to be enough damage to pop the mech? It looks like not quite. A huge Wailing Arrow actually catches four. Night Raven in a lot of trouble here, but it will be Sylvanas first to go down. Hellstorm gets popped out of that mech before using the bomb. Light Bomb is out, gets the stun onto D.Va, and D.Va will go down next. That is a double kill for the Baddest dudes. Very nicely done. Looks like they know exactly what their plan is for dealing with that D.Va. Night Raven is going to be clearing the turret that was placed down by one more fight, and the rest of the dudes are going straight onto this top fort. Demon Grand is going to have to be careful. They're taking a lot of damage from the fort as they put out the poke onto Echo. Remember, these forts will still focus a hero. It's really just those front walls that no longer care about your life. All they care about is minions. Baddest dudes getting some extra channel time on this objective. The rest of one more fight is up. Lord Gaiac grabbing this turret, but will have to retreat here. Looks like Baddest dudes lurking around the middle of the map, trying to find where one more fight is. The siege camp from one more fight will be pushing down the top lane. Sonya is going to have to be a little bit careful here. Sees Echo coming, still holding that point. Getting knocked away by the D.Va, and will hold at 92%. Turret has been picked up by the Baddest dudes, and they will be coming up here. They want this next team fight. They're actually going to be trying to pick up this heal camp very quickly. They do have time on this objective to do this. One more fight using the opportunity to take down this fort wall. And here they come. Hellstorm and Newtonrock still caught out there. Well, Giant Dwarf finds the charge there onto Diva, but the bomb is ready. And here they come. The 5v5 fight is on. The bomb is out. Looking for another taunt there onto Diva. Using the shield wall to survive is Giant Dwarf, but will be going down there. Varian falls. Silver Wasp also in trouble here, getting the big blind. Light Bomb is out, catching Diva and Echo. Night Raven just living on top of one more fight, getting the big stun there. Getting pulled back out by Matt Gazer, but Sonya will go down here. Newton Rock's in a lot of trouble. Sylvanas is going to go down. The Baddest dudes actually pick this up, and Johanna will fall as well. Wow, that fight was so back and forth there. Pretty much all items committed for both teams, but one more fight just could not get onto the pad, and the Baddest dudes with the 2 counter kills will be heading down to the bottom lane to get ready for Control Point C. Drink water has been called in the chat. Gotta hydrate, gotta appreciate it. The rest of the Baddest dudes are now up. One more fight, all back on the field as well. Hellstorm trying to use that Diva human form to pump out the damage. Will they manage to get this forward? It looks like they could, but they're going to have to back out here as Cassie and Tassadar don't have a lot of disengage. Very nicely timed. They're going to get on out of there. Varian is here for a possible turnaround. Finds Newton Rocks, but the rest of the DPS are still stuck in that protector. Echo here in the mid lane. Protector's still up, trying to use those abilities before it expires, and there they go. The 5v5 is back. Diva actually currently in the bottom lane, using that human form and that extra DPS to soften up this fort. But here comes Varian. Will they have enough here? Actually gets the taunt before the mech goes out. Fantastic timing. And there goes Diva. Being just a little bit too greedy there in the bottom lane, goes down. And here come the Baddest dudes. Can they get onto this point? A nice unstoppable there from Newton Rocks. They do get it alive, but they do concede the turret. Nicely done there by Sylvanas to stay alive, and the rest of the dudes are going to push down and take out this bottom fort. Baddest dudes in a very nice position here. Gonna grab another turret. Silver Wasp working on that. Taking a look at the XP, we see a huge hero XP lead for the Baddest dudes, a slight minion and a slight mercenary lead as well, as they're going to be looking at level 18 here shortly. Giant Dwarf just really bullying the map here, moving around with impunity on that Varian. Night Raven trying to keep some vision here. Mistelton, a little bit split, is going to have to be careful. Giant Dwarf was going up there looking for that taunt, but Stukov manages to get away. In the top lane, Sonya pushing out a lot here, actually gets slowed by the Stukov. This could be trouble for Night Raven. The minions stopping that orb from Li Ming, and it looks like now Echo has to use the Iron Skin to get on out of there, and another heal camp will go over to the Baddest dudes. Giant Dwarf now looking for Sylvanas. Will Sylvanas be able to get on out of there? The taunt does land, but a huge counter silence from the Stukov, and a huge silence from the Wailing Arrow. This could be trouble for the Baddest dudes, but it looks like the chase is on. Echo is going to get stunned out by the Light Bomb, and Johanna will go down. Anduin doing fantastic work, keeping everybody alive in that engage. I thought that was going to be it for the Baddest dudes there, but they do find the Johanna, and they're going to be pushing down this top keep. Tassadar bombing out a lot of damage onto the low health targets that are Sylvanas and Li Ming. Are they going to commit to this keep? They do find the taunt there onto the Sylvanas, and Newton Rocks is going to go down. A big jump there onto Lord Gaiak, but the blink is there for Li Ming. Li Ming mostly going to be safe here, but the Baddest dudes are going to grab this keep while Diva is solo pushing in the bottom lane, trying to get some extra value there. Top keep is going down. Baddest dudes are going to have to rotate to Control Point C's coming up in just 10 seconds here. Diva moving back. Going to try to get a little bit of channel time. Has the mech ready. Baddest dudes decide to commit to this mid fort. Looking for level 20s here. They're going to be online in just a moment. Only level 18 has been found for one more fight. And there it is. Level 20 is here. Midford is down. Hellstorm actually coming up. One more fight. Wants to take this fight here. Anduin with a very nice life grip, getting Giant Dwarf out of trouble. Giant Dwarf was definitely about to be caught out there by one more fight. Sonya currently channeling the objective in the bottom lane, though with this wave pushed up by D.Va, they're not going to have a whole lot of vision until they get this wave pushing in the correct direction. That's 3 turrets and a heal camp ready for the side of the Baddest dudes. 1 turret on the side of one more fight, also down level 20s. We'll see how this fight goes here. Demon Grand taking the opening salvo from that Li Ming orb. The bomb is out. Newton Rock's trying to get on top of everyone. Hellstorm actually managing to get back into the mech there. Very nicely done, but Sylvanas will go down to the Cassia in the back. A big root onto Li Ming, and the black hole is out. Li Ming's gonna fall, and the Baddest dudes will pick up this bottom protector. With 2 members down, they have a chance to possibly go core in the top lane. We'll see how they get this push in. And it looks like the Baddest dudes could be taking us to a game number 4. They're going to use the Protector to try to push down this bottom keep wall. This Protector very strong here at minute 17. They're going to get this side wall, and the Protector is going to march through the keep. It looks like they're going to try to go straight to core, but they're going to have to go through 2 keeps to do it. I don't know if the rest of the team is going to be able to follow this up. Sonya getting past is on the core now. Core down to 75%. Protector still very healthy, and it looks like the Baddest dudes will have enough damage here to take out the core and take us to a game number 4. GG. Very, very nicely played game there from the Baddest dudes, turning things around and putting a point on the board. The D.Va pocket pick from one more fight did come out, but it seemed like the Baddest dudes saw it coming from a mile away. Getting those extra picks onto D.Va, very, very nicely done. We saw 11 kills to 2 there for the Baddest dudes. Cassia putting in a lot of work, actually passing Tassadar in damage at the end there. Lord Gaiak on Li Ming doing a lot of work on the damage as well with 47,000, but ultimately not finding enough kills, and it will be the Baddest dudes taking a game, still down 2-1 in the series, but forcing a game number 4 here. All right. No sweep today, we're going to game 4, but before that, we're going to take you once again to the break while we set things up. Don't go away, we're just now getting interesting. Alrighty. Our teams are warming up, our teams are almost ready to go here for game number 4. One more fight is up 2-1 in this series, and it looks like our teams are almost ready. We're getting ready to go to Infernal Shrines. Let's take you over to the map screen. Let you know what is on the table for today. Towers of Doom, Dragonshire, Braxis Holdout, and Battlefield of Eternity are banned for this series. Cursed Hollow was chosen by the Baddest dudes for game number 1, where one more fight picked up their first victory. Baddest dudes then chose Alterac Pass. One more fight was victorious in game number 2. Volskaya Foundry was then chosen by one more fight, where the Baddest dudes picked up their first game in the series. And now, once again, it is the Baddest dudes with the map choice, and they have chosen to take us to Infernal Shrines. So let's get into the draft that is already underway. Garrosh, banned once again by one more fight. I'm expecting to see a Deathwing ban here again. Kael'thas, banned away by the Baddest dudes. Expecting a Rhaegar ban to follow. We'll see if the teams are true to their past here in this series. Did I call it? Did I do it? It's actually going to be a Johanna ban, so Deathwing not banned away in the first slot by one more fight. Interesting. Very interesting. So that leaves the Baddest dudes with a decision. Do they ban away the Rhaegar once again, or do they ban away the ETC? They're actually going to choose the Rhaegar. So ETC is on the board. though I would say he's not been really first pick material. It's been that Tassadar, and Lord Gaiac is going to snatch that away. We'll see what the Baddest dudes want to do in response. ETC is open, but that Varian was a force to be reckoned with in the last game. We'll see if they want to pick it up early here, or if they want to hold that pick. It is going to be, once again, Giant Dwarf going to grab the Varian. Mad Kaiser going to grab the Anduin. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Looking for the picks once again. We'll see what One More Fight wants to do in response to that. Their previous response was not quite enough in game number 3. They're going to need something to get rid of that Varian. They are going to grab the ETC, and they are going to grab Lucio. Definitely two very strong responses to a Varian engage. Stelton not letting their favored Lucio be banned away. Echo making sure to grab that ETC before it's banned. So they've got a pretty strong core here. We'll see what the Baddest dudes wants to ban away in response. It's been a lot of Sylvanas so far. Wouldn't be surprised to see that ban. It's actually going to be Vala taken away from Newton Rocks. They do have the opportunity to take the Sylvanas themselves, though taking a look at their draft history, that's not something they often pick up. So I'm really kind of expecting to see Sylvanas go over to One More Fight in the last rotation here. Jaina banned away by One More Fight. So Tassadar, Jaina, Kael'thas off the board. We may see the Cassia once again. There it is, Cassia and Sonya. Very, very similar draft, basically exactly the same, except Demon Grand's going to have to find something other than Tassadar to play here. Hellstorm. We may see the reprisal of Dahaka here. Can get some work done on Infernal Shrines. I'm expecting probably... It's actually going to be Rainer for Newton Rocks. I was really expecting the Sylvanas there. We'll see what Hellstorm wants to pick up. Hellstorm is going to grab Imperius. And there it is. The Deathwing picked up by Demon Grand. One of the most reliable winning heroes for the Baddest dudes. Did manage to sneak through the draft here with an otherwise intact composition. All right, game number 4, One More Fight. Once again, looking to close out this series. The Baddest dudes looking for the reverse sweep. Let's get into it on Infernal Shrines. Okay. Loading into Infernal Shrines, we see the Deathwing that's been banned through the rest of the series has come on through. We'll see how our teams handle it. Once again, in the blue on the left is One More Fight. Lord Gaiac is taking that Tassadar. Hellstorm is on the Imperius. Stelton on the Lucio. Newton Rocks is playing Rainer. Did I miss someone? Echo on the ETC. I knew I had the Imperius already. On the right in the red is the Baddest dudes with Night Raven playing the Sonya. Mad Kaiser on the Anduin. Giant Dwarf on the Varian once again. Silver Wasp on the Cassia. And Demon Grand on the Aspect of Death. It's Deathwing. And here we are on the 4th of 4 snow maps. We are doing all the snow today. If we go to Game 5, it will 100% not be on a snow map. I've been waiting to explain all the map mechanics, and it's all been snow. Man. We do see the Shock Ray coming out. Stacking Quest from Tassadar, and the Prog Rock from Echo. No other quests to be had here in the opening minutes. Will be Imperius versus Sony in the top lane, and Deathwing will be traveling with the group between top and mid. Rainer is actually heading to the top lane. We've got a possible gank situation onto Sonya here. Hellstorm not quite finding the Impale.
Looks like Night Raven will be just fine. Camps are coming up in just a couple seconds here. The Baddest dudes are gonna actually look for an invade here. They're gonna go straight onto this camp. No waiting for nothing. They're going right in. Mistelton sliding right onto the enemy team. Demon Grand looking for that stun. Giant Dwarf is gonna have to be careful. It doesn't have that variant taunt just yet. And they will back off here. One more fight. Accepting the half-taken camp here. Will pick that up. Could be looking for an invade here onto the Baddest dudes as their camp clear is a little bit slower here. Demon Grand looking for this bottom wave. Could one more fight be looking for the bottom camp as the rest of the Baddest dudes still working on their mid-siege. They will pick that up. And we actually see a little switch here. Imperius has joined the 4-man, and Raynor has gone up to challenge the Sonya. Definitely a very smart switch there. Imperius lacks good sustain into Sonya, at least in the early levels, and definitely lacks the wave clear of Sonya. And Raynor can just really get free damage onto Sonya, forcing her to stay away from that wave. Very nice switch up there from One More Fight as we see the teams are going to battle over this bottom camp. Giant Dwarf level 4 is online, so the taunt is here. Sonya is actually going to go down to Raynor in the top lane. Very nicely done. One More Fight is going to pick up this bottom camp. So Newton Rock's getting a lot of work done there. That's going to be a big XP lead for One More Fight, as Deathwing would have to rotate all the way up there, but is currently focused on clearing that camp. And Raynor's going to get some free damage as Sonya returns to the top lane. Taking a look at that experience, we see a definite lead on minions there for One More Fight, along with those hero kills and the doubling of mercenary experience. So Baddest dudes are going to have to be very careful about their next engage, as they are currently a full level behind here. Shrine is now active in the mid lane. We have a Mortar Punisher. Sonya is actually going to be the first on this Shrine as the rest of One More Fight tries to push the lane here. Echo slides onto Night Raven, already a 9-minion lead. Demon Grand trying to poke in on that Deathwing. And here come the rest of the Baddest dudes. They will want to get in. If they're looking to get in there, they're going to have to get in there soon, because level 7 is on the horizon for One More Fight. Tassadar clearing out those minions with ease. A big taunt there onto Hellstorm, but it looks like Imperius will get out of there just fine. Night Raven spinning to win on this Shrine, trying to pick up as many minion kills as possible. Deathwing roasting him down, but still an 8-minion lead for One More Fight. Night Raven could be in trouble here, taking a lot of damage. You Echo with the slide, but Matt Kaiser with the save. Level 7 about to be here for One More Fight. And there, the Shrine will be taken by One More Fight, along with level 7. This Mortar Punisher going to be pushing down the mid lane. Sonya heading to the top will once again find Raynor, pushing them out of lane. One great thing about Deathwing on this map, Deathwing being unstoppable all the time, can very easily bait this Punisher over the wall. So we will see the Punisher taken right behind the fort, and One More Fight will have to settle just for this front wall. Actually looking to extend that lead. Hellstorm has gone straight to the bottom lane to try to get this soak. Punisher already down, but has taken the front wall. That's really about all you can expect from Punisher number 1. Night Raven really having a bad day there in the top lane versus the Raynor. Was looking forward to that Imperius matchup, but will not come to fruition here. Level 7s have arrived for the Baddest dudes. They're going to have to really keep an eye on these lanes, as they are down a significant amount of XP here as we bring out that XP one more time. Minions definitely there on the side of One More Fight. A big taunt there onto ETC, but a stun from Hellstorm prevents any extra damage. It looks like One More Fight will get out of there just fine. Sonya now rotating down, and it looks like they're going to have Cassia go against this Raynor in the top lane. Sonya was definitely not having a good day there, so a very well thought out switch by the Baddest dudes. The taunt there onto ETC. Night Raven is working on this bottom camp, but One More Fight catches Night Raven out. This could be trouble for Sonya. Sonya is caught by the wall there. The rest of the Baddest dudes
are trying to help out. A big pull there again from Mad Kaiser, saving Sonya. But they will not save this, this bottom camp. One more fight, gonna pick that up. Level 10s are almost here for the blue team. Cassia getting a lot of work done into Raynor in the top lane there. Having that extra armor will definitely help with that matchup. And we see one more fight. Trying to steal this camp here, taking a lot of incinerate damage, but Giant Dwarf does not get there in time. This camp will be dealing damage. A big mosh pit by Echo catches two. Varian's gonna go down. Night Raven is gonna get chased out. And Demon Grand's gonna have to escape down the bottom lane. Sonya in trouble here, gets caught by Echo. Fought back, and Sonya will be the next to fall. 2 kills for one more fight. Silver Wasp once again dueling with with Newton Rocks up there. And the mid fort will be taken by one more fight. One more fight off to a very strong start here, but level 10s are not quite online for the Baddest dudes. We see a frozen shrine will be coming down the bottom lane. Level 10s have arrived for the Baddest dudes. We see the Bellowing Roar on Deathwing, Light Bomb, Leap, Ball Lightning, and Shield Wall. Once again, the heroics for the Baddest dudes. If we take a look over at one more fight, we do see the Archon, no Black Hole coming out from Lord Gaiac. Sound Barrier, Mosh Pit, Angelic Armaments, Hyperion. Nothing too spicy coming from our teams so far. Bottom Shrine is now active. We have a Frozen Punisher. Both teams will be meeting here. Baddest dudes currently down 2 levels, looking for possibly level 11 for a little bit of scaling on this engage, but absolutely want to engage before level 13 arrives for one more fight. Giant Dwarf looking around the side, looking for a possible pick here. A huge leap, catches 3 actually. Sound Barrier is committed, as is Hyperion. It looks like the Baddest dudes will get on out of there. Demon Grand is taking a ton of damage on that Deathwing, and Deathwing is going to go down here. Newton Rocks is taking a bunch of damage there from Silver Wasp as well, but the Baddest dudes are going to have to start retreating here. Hellstorm not quite finding the Impale, so the Baddest dudes will be able to retreat. But one more fight. It's going to grab a second Punisher and start pushing down this bottom lane. They're going to be pushing as a full squad here, looking for possibly the keep wall or maybe even more. This Frozen Punisher turning off buildings, it can definitely go the distance. Some pretty unfortunate freezes there, not catching the fort at all. So a bit of extra free damage onto this Punisher, as Sonya is looking to clear and make up this XP gap, level 13 to 11 here for one more fight. Definitely looking at this keep wall and maybe even more. There goes the Punisher over the wall. Baddest dudes are going to work on burning this down before one more fight can get through this wall. Giant Dwarf looking for a flank position there. Deathwing with a nice stun. And one more fight will back off here. Now it's trying to freeze this fort. Finally hit one after 3 attempts. Punisher is down. Night Raven trying to do some double soaking, finding level 12 here for the Baddest dudes. But that experience lead still very much in favor of one more fight. That minion lead is being closed up, but the heroes and mercenaries definitely on the side of one more fight. And now the passive experience will start to trickle in their direction as well. Level 14 arrived. Now have another 2-level lead here. That's going to make it very difficult for Varian to find and get a kill here with that extra scaling on the side of one more fight. Grabbing the siege camp is one more fight. Bottom, both other camps were taken very recently. There's nothing much left to do. Newton Rocks is actually taking a lot of damage from Silver Wasp, but Silver Wasp is going to want to bait this out. Giant Dwarf, and here they come. Newton Rocks didn't see it coming, and that's the full squad here. And there goes Raynor. Deathwing in the bottom lane looking to counteract this push, but the rest of one more fight is going to be pushing down this bottom keep, which is already at half health here. Baddest dudes are going to have to hearth back from the top lane, and it looks like this keep may be forfeit here. Hellstorm tanking this keep.
just trying to get that last auto, but is taunted by the Varian. This could be trouble. Light Bomb is out, catches Hellstorm on the Impale. Another stun from Deathwing. Imperious, just a little bit too greedy there. Does not manage to get the... Actually is cleaned up by this camp. But gives their life for the pursuit. Now just looking to clean up the map is the Baddest Dudes before the Arcane Punisher in the middle lane becomes active. Level 16 not here yet, but could be here during the objective. Snow begins to fall here. Once again on Infernal Shrines, you'll see those shields starting to build up. That looks like one more fight, trying to take some extra advantages. Grabs the top well. Well, not quite. Newton Rocks not wanting to suffer the same fate as our Imperious. Gets on out of there with plenty of time to spare. One more fight instead is going to head on back and start this Shaman camp. And Baddest Dudes will be doing the same. Deathwing now in charge of getting that extra soak. Level 16 definitely in play here for one more fight. Gonna be a little bit longer before Baddest Dudes can get there. Level 16s have arrived. Baddest Dudes are gonna have to be careful with this engage, trying to once again protect this fort. Getting the stun there onto Lucio. Ball Lightning is out there. But the Tassadar wall prevents any further engage. Level 16 is actually a little closer than I thought it would be. Baddest Dudes looks like they will have it for this next engage if they grab just a couple more waves. But the Shrine is already active and one more fight is already on top of it. So the Baddest Dudes have a choice to make. 16 is here. Can they get on this on time? Giant Dwarf and Sonya coming on down. Deathwing is going to have to walk up here. Already at 24 minions is one more fight. The Light Bomb is out. Getting the double stun and the taunt, but Sound Barrier is there. Echo catching two in the back with a mosh pit. Echo could be in trouble here, taking a lot of damage from that Deathwing. Having to come on through the Incinerate, and ETC will be the first to fall. 36 minions here, taken for one more fight. Giant Dwarf finds Imperious. That's 2 kills for the Baddest Dudes. Lord Gaiac only needs 4 more minions. They're gonna have to force that Tassadar away if they have any chance of picking up this shrine, as Tassadar can just send in Qs and try to pick up these minions. There it is, 37 minions recorded for one more fight. They're gonna have to get Lord Gaiac out of there. Mad Kaiser with the root. Night Raven is trying very hard to catch up on these minions. Lucio trying to poke in from the top as well. Looks like Tassadar will not risk it. Baddest Dudes will turn things around and pick up this mid-shrine. Very nicely done. And here it comes. Currently, no forts down for the Baddest Dudes, but they will use this Punisher to almost certainly take this mid-fort. A big stun there on the Echo, actually. The taunt follow-up with the root. That's a lot of damage from the Deathwing as well. Light Bomb is committed, and ETC falls once again. They could be going for more than just this fort. Night Raven's taking a lot of damage here. Is going to have to be careful. Another stun there onto Lucio. Giant Dwarf looking to move up and get that taunt once again. Punisher already at half health. This keep wall almost certainly going to be going down here. Night Raven is on top of it with those extra Sonya autos. The Incinerate from Demon Grand is wreaking havoc on the back line of one more fight. Satisfied with this keep wall, Baddest Dudes will start to back off. Will probably grab these siege camps as they retreat. With ETC down once again. Here comes one more fight. Lord Gaiac is actually going to get seen here by Giant Dwarf. Is there enough damage for the follow-up? Not quite enough. Very nicely warded there by Giant Dwarf. And looks like Baddest Dudes will be making the rounds and picking up these camps. But ETC's back on the field. We could have a possible collapse here as Deathwing is now showing in the bottom lane. Can they clear this fast enough before one more fight gets on this camp? They're going to have to retreat here. And there they go. They grab the siege camp in the bottom lane, and we now see an experience advantage as the hero kill experience has definitely shifted in the direction of the Baddest Dudes, and now a huge minion experience lead, putting them up about a half level here in the late game. Baddest Dudes definitely turning things around, but without that bottom keep, any lost team fight could be the end of things here on Infernal Shrines. Trying to control the vision in the mid lane is one more fight. They're now just rotating as 5, looking for any opportunity to find a pick.
They don't want to get caught out. They want to catch out one more fight. And with this experience lead, this is definitely something they can do. Both teams just balling up. And now trying to even out this trickle XP is the Baddest Dudes pushing straight onto this fort. Here comes one more fight, though. Do they want this angle? No, it looks like they don't. They're going to start this camp. Baddest Dudes are going to retreat. They want to make sure that nothing out of the ordinary, nothing unexpected comes their way. They're going to retreat onto the Shaman camp of their own. Both teams looks like they will pick this up without incident. It is going to be a Frozen Punisher in the bottom lane. Oh, no. One more fight. Could be looking for an engage here. Demon Grand currently warding in the bush. Shaman camp is picked up. Looking to just sneeze on this top fort. Is one more fight. Looking for those Tassadar Qs. And this will almost certainly be going down. Deathwing is going to have to back to take care of this ball of catapults. Top fort is taken out by one more fight. This bottom lane will be important to clear out here for the Baddest Dudes to get a second entrance into this shrine, which is activating in about 25 seconds here. Mad Kaiser and Night Raven going to have to be careful, as one more fight could be looking for a possible rotation. Now clearing out the top camp is the rest of the Baddest Dudes, and one more fight will get the positional advantage on this shrine and try to de-push this lane to make sure that Baddest Dudes has to come in here blind. Level 20s are going to be here for both squads. Level 20s now just hit for the Baddest Dudes. But they're currently stuck in the top lane. They're going to have to get here quick if they want to get onto this objective. Already 15 minions taken by one more fight, and here they come. Baddest Dudes are going to jump onto this shrine. Giant Dwarf looking for anybody, finds Newton Rocks in the back, using that shield wall to stop the push. A huge leap and light bomb combo. Rainer's going to be going down here. Echo with the big mosh pit catches 3, but will it be enough? Mad Kaiser is taking a lot of damage from Lord Gaiac here, trying to keep everyone alive on that Anduin. Imperius will be the next to fall. Giant Dwarf looking for Lucio. Lord Gaiac on that Tassadar trying to poke in, but that is 2 members down for one more fight. And once again, the Baddest Dudes proving the team fight is superior. Giant Dwarf almost falling there to the ETC slide, but using that shield wall to just barely stay alive. And it is still a 5v3 for TBD. And they're going to grab this bottom lane frozen shrine here. It's going to be pushing down once again 2 structures, so they're not going to be able to just sail straight to the core.
Red team's core is under attack.
The core is currently under attack from 2 catapults. It's really once you get to 3 catapults that someone has to go and deal with that. And with this lane now being pushed out by the Punisher, they shouldn't need to back. Sonya is actually working on this camp. Lucio trying to do a little bit of harassment here, keeping the Baddest Dudes away from this Punisher, allowing one more fight to get the clear. They're going to grab this fort. This Punisher is way out ahead, was baited in by one more fight. And it looks like they only get the wall here, as the stun does catch 2, but the Baddest Dudes are just now catching up to the Punisher. The wall is taken out. Hellstorm gets the big spear onto Varian here, but is taunted. It's going to get rooted by the Punisher right before it falls, and Imperius goes down. Night Raven, the light bomb does go off before the leap lands, but Imperius is down here. Demon Grand trying to commit to this keep. They've got no minion backup as just yet. And it looks like Baddest Dudes are going to have to back off here. They are at a 5v4 advantage, but trying to fight under a keep with no minions is no bueno. And it looks like the Baddest Dudes are just going to head on back and get these camps pushing in the correct direction. Demon Grand taking out this bottom well. The top shrine arcane will be active next. The next team fight will almost certainly decide this game, as the bottom lane is very weak for one more fight. The bottom lane already gone for the Baddest Dudes. And now the focal point on the map is the only remaining Shaman camp. But Deathwing is already back. Looks like the Baddest Dudes will not be able to contest here. Night Raven getting this mid lane pushed out, causing one more fight to have to respond. Shaman camp is picked up by one more fight, and now the Shaman camp of the Baddest dudes will be worked on. Unless we find a very aggressive rotation here from the Baddest dudes, the next team fight will almost certainly be over this top lane shrine, as the team's now just working to get these lanes stabilized. Bottom lane is currently in the favor of one more fight because they get a catapult with every wave, and the Baddest dudes only get a catapult with every third wave. So the longer this goes on, the more it favors one more fight in the bottom lane, but it looks like they may not be waiting. Raynor in the bush here, but Varian looking for a possible engage. Here come the Baddest dudes. Are they looking for a big flank here? They're currently off vision, but no, they're going to actually retreat. They're going to clear out this mid lane, not wanting to get caught out. 3, 4, 5 members all backing one more fight, being very, very careful to not get caught out here by this Varian kill comp. Just going through, clearing these lanes. Next shrine coming up in just 30 seconds here, and that will almost certainly be the game decider. Baddest dudes now trying to move on to this enemy camp. Could this be the game decider, as one more fight is now heading on down here? Echo sees them, trying to poke in. Hellstorm gets the spear in, but not in time to take the camp. And here it is, the teams are committing. Echo with the big slide. Imperius will go down first. Echo actually catching extra in the mosh pit, but ETC will go down. That's 2 members dead on the side of one more fight. Night Raven leaps onto Mistelton. Newton Rock's pushing them away. Giant Dwarf trying to get that light bomb charge, but not quite there in time with the cooldown. Shrine is active in the top lane, but a 5v3. Will the Baddest dudes be able to push in and get this win? Mad Kaiser trying to heal up Giant Dwarf to not get that extra damage from Tassadar. Sonya is heading on to the top. Oh, Giant Dwarf is taking so much damage from those Qs. It's going to have to be very careful here. It looks like Baddest dudes will be pushed back. Sonya working on this top arcane Punisher. This Punisher will be coming down the lane as one more fight is all alive. So the game not over quite yet. It looks like the Baddest dudes will retreat to the objective that they will almost certainly be taking here. Imperius now up back on the field. ETC now back on the field, but they will not be here in time to contest this objective. It looks like they're going to head down to the bottom lane to get this camp pushing. They've already got 3 catapults built up here. But Deathwing is going to come on down and clear those. A pretty good idea there from Demon Grand, as that could create a possible core race situation. It looks like one more fight could be committing to a core race. Will the Baddest dudes back? Yes, they are going to back. They're not going to push with this Punisher. Getting spooked by one more fight there, and the entire team backs away. And now one more fight is going to back to try to clear out this Punisher. This Punisher will be taken down fairly easily without the support of the Baddest dudes. This keep will survive, and so the match continues. Both teams very, very careful in their approach here, wanting to absolutely have an overwhelming advantage before moving on to the core. This keep already taken down to half health. Can Giant Dwarf on the Varian find a pick to move us into game number 5? Can Echo control the vision and get the big slides for taking this series? It looks like Echo looking for a big flank here, but Giant Dwarf is controlling the vision. Oh, both teams looking for it. Giant Dwarf pushed away by Noonrox and Echo. The leap is committed by Night Raven, but is stunned away. The light bomb is here. Catches 2 in the top lane. Echo catching 1 in Mad Kaiser. Mistelton using the sound barrier to survive. Demon Grand going in with the Cataclysm. Lord Gaiac has that Twilight Archon. That's going to be a ton of sustained damage. The Baddest dudes are going to have to back away. No kills there. That was very scary for our 2 squads. Looks like the Baddest dudes are going to take this bottom siege camp, where one more fight is going to grab the Shaman camp in the top lane. Could we see our next engage over this right Shaman camp? Both teams moving towards it now. Here they come. Giant Dwarf sees Echo on this rotation. This is a very tough spot for one more fight. Deathwing can get a lot of damage in these chokes, but so can Tassadar. Will the Baddest dudes commit to this? Deathwing is actually still in the bottom lane. Giant Dwarf's in trouble, but there's Anduin with once again the big leap of faith. And they will concede the camp, but they will not concede the game. Very nicely played there by Mad Kaiser, getting the save onto Giant Dwarf. That was spooky for sure. Oh my goodness. Now, just moving around, clearing these lanes. Still 3 keeps up on the side of one more fight as they head on down to get this wave cleared. Next shrine will be in the bottom lane. It will be a Mortar Punisher. And at the 27-minute mark, these Punishers are going to start hitting very, very hard. We now see the Baddest dudes pushing down this top lane. One more fight, pushing down the bottom lane. Looks like Baddest dudes are going to start backing. Retreating onto the bottom camp is one more fight. They once again want to get this lane pushing in the correct direction. Baddest dudes are going to back here. They see Sonya pushing down this keep. Sonya gets the turret, but the rest of one more fight, are they going to back or are they going to fight here? It's currently a 5v4. Sonya is stuck in the top lane. Lucio enabling that chase. Hellstorm looking for a big impale. The Baddest dudes are going to have to back off. They don't have a keep here for defense. And they will manage to get on out of there. Very nicely disengaged by the Baddest dudes. Sonya coming down the middle here is going to have to watch out as one more fight may rotate onto him. There goes Hellstorm. Night Raven's in trouble. Getting caught by 4. Night Raven using those defensives, used the leap to get out of there. Mad Kaiser also with the leap of faith. That's 2 very important cooldowns used for the Baddest dudes, and one more fight is already on top of this shrine. Baddest dudes are going to have to go in without that leap. Let's see how they do. Here they come. This is the team fight. The light bomb is out. Catches the ETC before the mosh pit lands, but Night Raven is in a lot of trouble. Sonya's going to go down in the back. Giant Dwarf taking a lot of damage. Demon Grand using that Cataclysm to get on top. ETC will be going down next, and so will Imperius. So many low members on the side of the Baddest dudes. Lord Gaiac gets taunted and will go down here. That's 3 dead to 1 for the Baddest dudes. Oh, but 37 minions here. Can one more fight just get a little bit of extra poke? Here comes Raynor trying to get these minions down. Can he do it? No, Newton Rocks will fall. Mistelton just needs one more. Can they get it? Oh my gosh, this is so close. They need the taunt, and there it is. Lucio goes down. 39 minions for one more fight. The core is under attack. It's only 2 catapults. Demon Grand is going to go back to clear that out. And the Baddest dudes are actually going to finish this shrine. This Punisher is going to be doing a whole heck of a lot of damage, but almost the rest of one more fight will be up. They're going to grab this Mortar Punisher and they're going to push down the bottom lane. They will not have a minion wave here to deal with this. Sonya is going to try to catch that up, but that minion wave is so behind, they're not going to have anything there. Sonya trying to catch up here. Still 10 seconds on Raynor, 15 seconds on Lucio for one more fight. This keep will be going down. This Punisher still very, very healthy. This is going to be tough. It's going to be a Punisher on the side of the Baddest dudes. It's going to be a core on the side of one more fight. All heroics are back up for both teams, and this could be it. Hyperion is committed. The Punisher gets a triple stun, and it looks like the Baddest dudes are going to commit to this core, but the Punisher is being guided away. Mistelton taking a lot of damage, and a huge leap, and a light bomb combo catches 3! Oh my goodness, what? The Baddest dudes are going to push down this core, and that is GG. We're going to game number 5. Oh my goodness. These games are crazy. The Baddest dudes once again trying to complete the reverse sweep, take us to game number 5. Tassadar dealing so much damage, 111,000. But it was the Baddest dudes with the late game turnaround once again. Deathwing showing why they were banned in those first 2 games, dealing all the damage, getting all the XP. My goodness, what a game number 4. Oh, I don't even know what to say about that. Let's head on back over here. We're gonna go to the final break of the day before we go to game number 5 in this Division E semifinal. Don't go away. This is really getting spicy now. I'll see you soon. Alrighty. Game number 5. Coming in here for one more fight versus the Baddest dudes. Baddest dudes looking for the reverse sweep. And our final map here is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen. So no Sky Temple tonight, but every other map has seen a pick or a ban. Looks like our teams are ready. So let's fire it up. Let you know where we are in terms of these maps. Towers of Doom, Dragonshire, Braxis Holdout, and Battlefield of Eternity are banned. Cursed Hollow was won by one more fight. Alterac Pass also won by one more fight, going up 2-0. The Baddest dudes winning on Volskaya Foundry and then Infernal Shrines. And now the Baddest dudes takes us to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let's get into draft number 5 here. As we see once again, even with those variants, Garrosh continues to be the ban for one more fight. Kael'thas is now taken away once again by the Baddest dudes. Will we see a variant ban here? It's actually going to be the Anduin ban. An interesting line of attack there. Anduin definitely got some very, very key saves in that last game. So instead of trying to whittle down those tanks, they decide, let's get rid of the one that's keeping them all alive. And Anduin is going to be banned away. We do see yet another substitution for the Baddest dude. Savior coming on back in for Silver Wasp for game number 5. No variation in ban strategy for the Baddest dudes. Rhaegar will be taken away. Will we see the Tassadar first pick once again? Tomb very strong here for Tassadar. Wave clear is very important. Those chokes are very easy for Tassadar to close off. Will we see Lord Guy pick it up here, or will we see something else? We're actually going to see Echo stealing away the Varian. A first pick Varian by one more fight. That does leave Johanna open. That also leaves ETC open. We'll see what the Baddest dudes want to do in response to that. They've got their 2 picks here. They're going to grab Johanna, and they're actually going to put Savior on the Jaina. So Tassadar still open here. I would expect that to be picked up here. If I had to guess, I would guess it's going to be Tassadar or Malfurion. But I'm not sure. We do see the Tassadar for Lord Gaiac. And it's going to be Newton Rocks on the Imperius. An interesting little switch there. Saw Hellstorm on the Imperius last time. Newton Rocks is going to grab the Imperius. Lucio banned away by the Baddest dudes, wanting to get Mistelton off that favored hero. Johanna and Jaina picked up. That's a lot of wave clear for the Baddest dudes. So their picks are really kind of open. We'll see what they choose to ban away. It is going to be the Deathwing ban. Deathwing doing a lot of work last game. Not wanting to see that here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Baddest dudes. Anduin banned away. They are going to grab the Malfurion for themselves. And Night Raven will reprise the Sonya. Malfurion
Definitely a force to be reckoned with these very thin lanes. And Sonya, Night Raven's been playing a fantastic Sonya all night long. We'll see what the healer choice is going to be in the off lane. Well, I mean, they've got the Imperious already. I'm interested to see what Hellstorm does. Hellstorm's going to grab a Tracer here. First time we've seen Tracer come up at all in this series, as well as Alex Straza for Mistelton. Very different sort of draft coming out here from One More Fight. Definitely switching things up. Gotta find something that works here. Demon Grand with the final pick here on Tomb of the Spider Queen is going to grab that Raynor. Oh, reliable. This is Jimmy. Okay. We saw some draft trickery come out from One More Fight, sniping that variant away, but that leaves Johanna up and Adam. It's going to be Wave Clear versus Picks once again. Game number 5. One More Fight versus the Baddest Dudes for the championship of the semifinals of the Division E. Let's get into it. Loading into game number 5 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Once again, on the left in the blue, it's One More Fight with Mistelton on the Alex Straza, Lord Gaiac on the Tassadar, Hellstorm will be playing Tracer, Echo on the Varian, and Newton Rocks will be on that Imperious. On the right in the red is the Baddest Dudes with Savior playing the Jaina. Mad Kaiser will be on Malfurion. Giant Dwarf will be on Johanna. Demon Grand playing the Raynor. And Night Raven on the Sonya. For our game number 5, we have finally not a snow map. It's a fog map. So while the fog is active, if a hero stands in a vent for 1.5 seconds, they will be granted stealth for 40 seconds, and we see that there on Echo. Imperious will be verse Sonya in the bottom lane. Tassadar with that wave clear. There is Echo. Giant Dwarf and Jaina will be clearing these waves extremely efficiently. And the rotation is on. Echo once again on that Varian. Or first time on the Varian, but seeing Varian once again, very difficult until level 4. When that taunt comes online. Giant Dwarf not even worrying about the enemy team, just walking straight up to those spider butts and saying, those are mine now. And the rotation is on. Imperious will struggle a little bit in the wave clear department versus that Sonya, but can get some surprising burst damage out. Raynor sneaking around this bottom lane, trying to work on that neutral siege camp. We'll see if One More Fight can sniff that out, or if they will concede that camp. It looks like Tracer is actually heading down here for a possible gank onto Sonya. Thinks better of it. He's going to head back to the center lane to try to catch up on that wave clear. Here we are in the top. We see Circle of Life. Regeneration Globe quest was picked up for Alex Straza. Iron Skin, they are coming in handy for the Johanna. Level 4 not yet here, so we won't see taunts from the Varian, but we will see some slows on those rotations. Raynor does take that bottom camp without issue, but Night Raven is in a little bit of trouble here. Hellstorm was looking for the gank. Night Raven will get on out of there without much, well, with a lot of trouble. That was less than 300 health. Hellstorm almost got the pick there. Demon Grand is actually moving up very aggressively, looking for that Imperious. Raynor will be able to do a lot versus that Tracer, outranging her slightly. And with that self-heal, will make it very difficult for Hellstorm to trade effectively into Demon Grand. Echo trying to turn in the top lane there. Tassadar working on that wave clear. Giant Dwarf is the gem holder for the Baddest Dudes. Just really a wave clear monster. As we see, the Bruiser camp was picked up for the Baddest Dudes. And with kind of not
the strongest wave clear, it's going to be difficult for them to clear that out. Once again, Iron Skin used to stop that Echo charge. It was taunt picked up for the Varian, no funny business there. The mid camp being cleared away. A big taunt there onto Savior, actually, and the Tassadar War to follow up. Jaina's in trouble here. Pulse Bomb is out. But Savior manages to get away with under 200 health. Mistelton committing the Dragon there, trying to get everyone healed up. And both teams will reset. Very even on XP are our teams here, and using that Dragon to get some extra siege onto the wall is one more fight. Sonya doing a lot of damage into Imperius in that bottom lane. But the wave clear and the rotations continue for both of our squads. Echo managing to drop off those gems. Both teams really being able to drop off pretty effectively here. Both teams now very soon going to have enough gems to turn in. Newton Rocks will get those gems off. Giant Dwarf is being slowed by pretty much everybody here. Will manage to get away with that Iron Skin. Savior using the Blizzard to clear that lane. Here comes Demon Grand to try to ward away that Tracer once again.
The blue team has done as I asked.
And one more fight does get the first turn into the game very early here, as level 7s are here for both of our teams. Sonya and Imperius still battling it out here in the bottom lane. Night Raven will have to back on out. Echo rotating around looking for any picks that they can find. It looks like one more fight is going to commit to the top lane here. So the Baddest dudes see this, are going to commit to clearing this mid as much as possible, but this top fort wall could be going down very quickly here. One more fight still has a very healthy Web Weaver, and they're going to work on this well and then have to get on out of there. Giant Dwarf catching Echo in that Condemn. But it looks like Jaina could be in trouble. Nope, manages to get on out of there before Varian can find the charge taunt. And one more fight will be losing their Web Weavers, and the game moves on. Imperius backing to heal up. Looks like one more fight wants to get this Bruiser camp going. Still 1 minute on the Bruiser camp of the Baddest dudes. Giant Dwarf looking to drop off those gems, but Echo is here for the interrupt. The rest of one more fight is working on that camp, so they will not be able to stop this turn in. Giant Dwarf gets the red Web Weavers on the way. No kills so far. Echo in that bush, looking possibly for Demon Grand here. Playing safely for now. Here comes Giant Dwarf to ward away the Varian. Here come the red Web Weavers. Giant Dwarf and crew are going to clear out this Bruiser camp from the mid. Tracer in the top lane working on this top Web Weaver. It's going to be Imperius and Sonya in the bottom lane once again, and 4 members of the Baddest dudes pushing into 3 from one more fight. Before level 10, Johanna is going to have a tough time engaging onto one more fight, but level 10's coming out here very soon. Echo catches 3 there, actually. Malfurion with a big root and very nicely placed Blizzard is going to do a lot of damage to Tassadar. And once again, Alexstrasza popping that Dragon form to get everyone healed up once again. Level 10s have arrived for the Baddest dudes. They're going to rotate on back. The Web Weavers are down. We once again see the leap coming out from Sonya. Rainer's Raider picked up by Rainer, as we see a possible gank here onto Hellstorm. But a counter gank by one more fight does find the Sonya, and they're going to grab this bottom camp. Ring of Frost from Jaina. Tranquility. No silence coming out from the Malfurion, instead choosing that extra armor and healing. And of course, Blessed Shield from our Johanna. On the side of one more fight, Archon coming out for the Tassadar. We have Cleansing Flame from Alexstrasza trying to escape those ganks. Shield Wall for the Varian. Quantum Spike for Tracer, and Angelic Armaments, as is usual, for Imperius. Demon Grand trying to deep-push this bottom is actually caught there by Newton Rocks, and we see those extra empowered auto attacks from Imperius can do a lot to squishies like Rainer. Hellstorm Actually manages to get the blue web weavers on the way. The shield glare from Giant Dwarf was not enough, and here they come. Once again, focusing on the top lane is One More Fight. Looking to possibly catch out Baddest Dudes on this rotation, but Giant Dwarf, they're once again doing a great job of protecting those health pools on the side of the Baddest Dudes. One More Fight. They got the top wall last time. Let's see if they can get the fort wall in the mid. Looks like no, they're going to actually rotate down onto Sonya. A full rotation. Leap is used, but is that going to be enough? The wall is there, the taunt is there, and the leap was a little bit too soon. Sonya going down in the bottom lane, and they're going to push down this bottom fort. Very nicely done there by One More Fight. Baddest Dudes conceding, eating their loss, clearing the top and the mid web weavers. They're going to concede this bottom fort, let Sonya get back on the field, and let things get back to business as usual. Baddest Dudes are actually committing to this top fort. This could be trouble as One More Fight is already rotated here. One More Fight choosing not to get that rotation, but instead they're going to push down this mid fort wall, and they're going to commit to this mid fort. Baddest Dudes see this, they're going to have to come on back as well. Sonya will meet them here. Giant Dwarf is found by Echo. We'll have to back off there as we see Savior rotating around the backside on the Jaina. Bottom Web Weaver is still barely alive. Will be taken out by this bottom wall and by Jaina. Both teams very close to another turn in here. Only 5 more gems needed for the Baddest Dudes. Another 17 required for One More Fight as they're actually going to try to poke down this top fort. But here comes Giant Dwarf. Catches 2. The dragon is committed, is going to blow away the rest of the Baddest Dudes. And without Sonya or Jaina, this could be tough. A big taunt there onto Johanna, actually. Unstoppable is popped, but the shield instantly gone down. Johanna is down, but the Ring of Frost catches 2. Echo taking a ton of damage from this fort. Uses the shield wall, manages to get away here. Night Raven looking to possibly commit, but no, decides to back on out. Probably the right decision there. And One More Fight finds the pick onto Johanna. Looking to their bruiser camp is the Baddest Dudes. They're going to grab this. They still have their mid fort, so won't be much trouble picking this up. One More Fight is going to work on theirs as well. Almost enough gems to turn in. One More Fight just needs one more. Baddest Dudes have exactly enough, but they need to turn in every single gem that they have in order to do it. Night Raven's holding 12 right now. Tracer and Echo, and Tracer and Hellstorm, I should say. Gosh. Tracer and Varian taking the bottom camp there as I struggle to figure out whether to say people's names or heroes. Still needing 3 more are the Baddest Dudes. Can they find this turn in here? Here comes One More Fight. Giant Dwarf catches Echo. Night Raven does have enough time, and here comes the Red Web Weavers. Still all forts online for One More Fight. And with this Bruiser camp pushing down the mid, we'll see how much that the Baddest Dudes can do here. Here we go. The Red Web Weavers coming on down the lanes. Looks like One More Fight is going to be clearing this top lane, and the Baddest Dudes are going to be pushing mid. Here comes Varian on a possible rotation, just wanting to keep an eye on them. If you're coming in from Ektar's stream, Ektar just finished up the other Div E match. Welcome to game number 5. One More Fight versus the Baddest Dudes. Baddest Dudes trying to finish off the reverse sweep. All is going to be decided here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Level 16, very close here for One More Fight. It looks like they're looking for a flank. Giant Dwarf using that Iron Skin, but not committing the Blessed Shield here. This fort's still standing. The leap is going out. Doesn't quite find the Tracer, and Hellstorm. Light Raven could be in trouble. That's 3 dead. Sonya going down. Raynor and Jaina going down. There goes Malfurion, and a great turnaround by One More Fight. And looks like they're going to get all 5. A 5-man team wipe for One More Fight. Very, very nicely done there. Sonya looking for that Tracer pick, but just a pixel off. And One More Fight turn this around. Very, very nicely done. They're going to go for this top boss. It's going to be pushing down a lane with the fort already down, going straight onto that keep. Baddest dudes are coming back to the field, but there's not a whole lot they're going to be able to do about this. They're currently down almost 2 full levels here as we see no kills on the side of the Baddest dudes. A 6,500 experience lead for one more fight. Baddest dudes do double check that they are on boss. Here comes the boss down the top lane. Here comes the double turn in. The boss followed up by the web weavers. This top keep is going to be in a whole lot of trouble here. This could be an ending push if things go right for one more fight. Night Raven trying to get on top of this boss to deal as much damage as possible. Giant Dwarf is caught out here. Ironskin is committed, catching 3. The leap is there, now catching 3. Here's the Ring of Frost. Johanna will be the first to go down. There goes Sonya. Demon Grand has taken a lot of damage as well. The big snipe by Imperius. That's 3 kills. The objective and the boss are still pushing. This could be real trouble here for the Baddest dudes. This keep is going to go down. It's still 20 seconds till Johanna's back. Here comes one more fight. They're going to go for the core. Matt Kaiser trying to sword him away, but a big taunt. There goes Malfurion, and it looks like this core is going to go down. One more fight with a decisive Game 5 victory here are going to take the series 3-2. GG's to both of our squads tonight. Fantastic stuff. Well, it was the dream almost came through for the Baddest dudes. They brought the 0-2 back to 2-2, but ultimately the Tomb of the Spider Queen comp just too strong, taking away that Varian, taking away that Tassadar, and they defeat the Baddest dudes here. Very nicely done by one more fight with 0 kills, as I do need to drink some water. Thank you, Hunter. Oh, goodness me. Just really by the book game there, by one more fight. Taking game number 3. It got real close. But there it is. Looking to get an interview from one more fight here. Gonna head over to a lobby. We'll see if we can get ourselves an interview with one more fight. They should be with me shortly. What a game number 5. What a series. Can't believe my first best of 5 went the full distance there. Just wow. That was a blast to cast. Amazing stuff. Hope you all in the chat had a great time as well. Hellstorm, I see you, but I don't hear you.
Do you hear me now?
Oh, I do hear you now. Let me just turn you up a scooch.
Sorry.
There we go. That should do it.
All right. Hello.
Hello there, and fantastic work locking up that game number 5. What a series there. GG's on your victory.
Thank you. We got
So-
a little more scared than we wanted to.
That was very, very close there, really all the way through. We saw some domination in games 1 and 2 there, and then the Varian in games 3 and 4. We saw you take that away there in game number 5. Is Varian one that you've played a lot through this season?
Against it for some reason. I don't know why.
Really, really good stuff. Is Varian one that you've played a lot through the season?
A little bit, not that much. I don't think we played it. I don't remember perfectly, but I don't think we played it a lot in actual games. But Echo's been practicing it now and then, so it was not completely alien.
Well, it was definitely a very nice draft strategy to snipe that out in game number 5 there. Now, if we go back to game number 4
Infernal Shrines. That was probably the closest game of the series. We saw a 39 minion shrine there right at the end, trying to commit, but just not quite finding it.
And a lot of my team thought we should just have let it go and not have 2 deaths and just defend it. But those who were alive decided otherwise.
Well, we saw a valiant effort there, really going through. What were the so once the Baddest dude started to turn around those late game team fights in game number 4, what were comms like for you guys? What were the opportunities you were looking to exploit in that game number 4?
We knew, well, we've always had a hard time when the games get late. Some of my teams are parents and gets up really early. So when the games go late, it's harder and harder. So that's the last game we're like not very happy to go in the 5th one.
A little bit of fatigue there for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So in the 4th one and even the 5th one, we were like, all right, we need to focus on our macro. That's how we've always kept ahead on XP. That's how we've been handling them. We need to stop getting picked by Varian, which we didn't. So yeah, your question was, what was our hope in game number 4?
Yeah, just like we saw that the variant picks were coming through. We saw the Anduin saves, and it looked like you were trying some possible different angles of attack. It just didn't quite come through in the end.
Well, every single time we were trying to land a good mosh pit where we could deal with Sonya, because Sonya was also being annoying. And every time the mosh pit only got Anduin in it, every single time. So, and when that happened, we tried to deal with it because they had no heals, but it was just not enough, and we didn't retreat fast enough, and we didn't have much escape, I think, in that game. So once we jumped in to do the mosh pit attack with Imperious Strength, I tried to what's the name? Like stun them with my spear them, and then have the mosh pit grab them, and then we could blow them up. But once that failed, we were in, could not retreat, and just Sonya started spinning and killing us all. So. With the taunt preventing anyone from ever escaping.
Well, game 4 didn't end up going your way, but game 5, a very, very decisive victory there. It was looking a little dicey off the draft just from the wave clear department, but it looked like the Tassadar really picked that up in a way that I didn't expect.
It's not too bad at wave clearing, and well, if I have Tracer, they always have to watch the back lane. So I found, same as I did in game number 3, I don't know if you followed in game number 3, but I was out soaking and out pushing Sonya with D.Va. So I found sometimes that when you don't have the soaking potential, you just deny the soaking on the other team, and it does the same effect.
Okay, so yeah, definitely we saw D.Va. We saw a very coordinated response to your D.Va, actually, finding those taunts outside the mechs a couple times. But while you were in lane, definitely a lot of good work there.
Yeah, it didn't work out, so I didn't try it again. I know a lot of people, even if D.Va's not like, a lot of people don't know how to deal with her, so it's been working pretty well when I just pick her sometimes. Now it didn't work, so I was like, okay, let's try something else.
For sure. When things aren't working out, you got to make those adjustments, and we definitely saw you guys do that.
Exactly.
One more thing. Talk to me a little bit about the Alex Straza pick in game number 5. Not a hero that we see very infrequently actually these days. What was the thinking behind that Alex Straza choice?
Our support's main healers got banned or stolen like almost every game with Rhaegar and Lucio. So he was getting frustrated at some point. And we had, what was the call he said when he took her? But the idea was we're going to have to deal very aggressively, and she can drag in. She's going to like make us have two health bars, if we can say, because like we're going to engage. Then she's going to drag in and do the circle, and we keep engaging and keep the pressure on, because we wanted to try to bring the pressure on them instead of having it on us with the taunt like every game before. You know, so if Varian jumps in and taunts someone and we attack, they don't have a choice but to focus down our team or something. Otherwise, we do what they did every time. And then Alexstrasza can just ring heal. And they had we picked her very late, and they had very little response to actually stun or AOE inside her area.
It was definitely very well played. I saw one of the bigger, I mean, aside from the huge healing coming out from Alexstrasza there, just using that wing buffet to help disengage was a huge factor there
that too,
in
with
game number
Sonya,
5.
Was one of the also that Mr. Stein mentioned when he picked her is like, if Sonya jumps in, I'm going to push her away from you, which gives you a few seconds to, for Varian to taunt her, for us to react to it.
Very, very nicely played there. So, with this 3-2 victory, if I'm reading chat correctly, I believe that puts you up against Yavapai in the finals.
All right.
Now,
I didn't know who won between Yavapai and the Vegas, so you're teaching me that?
I believe, yeah, if I'm reading chat correctly, yep, I've seen one more fight versus Yavapai finals. Should be exciting. That series actually went on at pretty much exactly the same time as this one, so I'm relying on chat for that one. I can't recall what your record was against Yavapai, but you had a pretty much a nearly perfect season there.
Yeah, we only lost against the Papagas, so we beat them twice. I do not recall by heart. I can check if we had dominations or if it went longer. Give me a few seconds here.
Yeah, we definitely a very strong season coming out from you guys, but as we saw tonight, the Baddest dudes coming in with a pretty much an even record, giving you guys an absolute run for your money. So these playoffs, really anything can happen here.
Exactly. It's really fun, really interesting. We're hyped for the finals.
Fantastic stuff.
That'll be great.
I'll be looking forward to checking those out for sure. So, as we wrap things up here, are there any shout-outs you'd like to make?
I'll make a shout out to our former captain, Midnight Fire, who's been watching our game, I think, in chat, and to everyone who's played with us tonight. It was a great game. Thank you, everyone.
Really, really fantastic stuff there. Once again, congratulations to one more fight, and good luck in the finals.
Thank you.